The following is a presentation of Grayson Publishing.
Football, while it is a reckoning to individuals, is a bounty for a platoon. The game brings communities together because of one name that shines bright on the front of the jersey. The spirit of team colors, mascots, cheerleaders, and all that comes with the strange fascination that we have with the warrior-spirited game pumps life into a community. Some towns even hang their hat on their football team. Love it or hate it, America is obsessed with football.
Grisham to the 30, to the 25, barrels over a defender. This is going to be Wall running right side, trying to keep it himself, looking for a block for Matthews. He's got the 10, he's got the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. 25, 20, 15, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas for Tyler Grisham.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Kiri's Coffee Company.
3-yard touchdown for Tyler Grisham, and the Bulldogs regain the lead.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Douglas Propane, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Howe, your Bulldogs are by-district champions again, back-to-back years.
Now let's go live to the stadium with Monty Walker and Michael Mosier.
On the back of my hotel. Oh yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hobart Lytle Memorial Stadium in Quinlan, Texas. It is homecoming night for Dale West, the Howe Bulldogs offensive coordinator, who played his high school ball here in Quinlan for the Ford Panthers. And this is game number 735 in school history. Howe's overall record, 374 wins, 336 losses, and 24 ties. This is the third meeting between Howe and Quinlan Ford that goes back. The first game ever was back in November 15th, 1968. Howe won at Bulldog Stadium 22-6. The following year, 1969, Howe won right here at Quinlan 42-16. Didn't play for 30 years. 1998, Howe won at Bulldog Stadium 42-6. But lost the following year in 1999, 29-21 in a barn burner here at Quinlan. Howe is 3-4 on games played on this date, September the 16th. They won at Bells 6-2 back in 1966, lost at Whitesboro in 1977, beat Salina in a great football game in 1983 at home, 12-6, beat Callisburg 14-7 in 1988, lost to Cooper on September 16th, 94, 21-0. Lost to Pilot Point at home, 20-12 in 1999, and in 2011. Some of you remember that great game at Wolf City where Howe lost 26-25. But it is the year 2016, Michael Mosier.
Yes, sir.
And the Bulldogs, looking up, had a tough start week one with Gunner. But then we realized just how good the Gunner Tigers are. I think everyone in North Texas and the state of Texas realizes how good they are with the number one ranking now in Class 3A Division II. So here are the Howe Bulldogs, now ranked 11th by Max Preps in 3A Division I. So now you understand. And I was talking to Stephen Braswell on the way over here. I'm not so sure even the Howe fans realize just how good Howe is. Let's go back real quickly and talk about this. Howe is 17-5 going back to October the 24th, 2014. That's about halfway through that first year when Dale West had the first, go around the slot T. You had pre-district, now you got into district. Since October the 24th, they're 17-5. Can you name the 5 losses? One is Gunner, obviously, ranked number 1 in state. Another one is last year's by-district loss. That's a playoff loss.
Right.
Then you've got to go back. Pottsboro, ranked number 1 in state. Okay. And then Wascom. We all remember Wascom.
We
There's
remember
four of the 5 losses are either in the playoffs or
number one.
#1 ranked teams in the state. The other one, the 5th loss, was to Leonard in a game at home, the last game of the regular season, an overtime game, which could have been won by freshman kicker Honecker at the time. And they went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs the year prior to that. So, in other words, if you don't already know this, ladies and gentlemen, the Howe Bulldogs are good, and they are really good. And if you're going to beat them, you have to be really, 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 really good.
Right.
And unfortunately for Howe, Quinlan is really good, and they're good in their own district and division and all of that. But here's the problem: they're 4A Division I, and you'll hear from Coach Hudson in a moment ago talk about why teams like this are on their schedule, because it's just plain out hard to find anybody to play when you're so dang good. Because Howe fans may not realize how good Howe is, but I'll guarantee you the coaches around North Texas know exactly how good the Bulldogs are, and they don't want to play them.
Right, and I don't blame them.
So we'll get into that here in just a moment. We'll have the coaches show coming up here in just a second with Zach Hudson. And before that, we'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back here in just a few moments.
A word from Douglas Propane.
I've been in the industry for 21 years. The other day I got a call from a elderly lady on the side of the highway that wanted to thank me because one of my technicians stopped and changed her tire for her. The service goes so much further than beyond propane. It's the mentality of the person that we have on our staff. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And now it's time for the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Head Coaches Show with Zach Hudson.
Coach, last Friday night you beat a really good Munster team 37-31. 2 great offenses on the field, but it came down to defense. As everybody already knows, defense wins games and championships, and it seemed to be that way in the first quarter last Friday night.
It did. It came down to the first quarter and that third quarter when everybody was kind of stagnant on offense, and they were and we were struggling a little bit offensively to move the football. But they have one of the best quarterbacks that I've coached against, and that makes it pretty tough when you can run and pass like he can, and trying to figure out what to cover. And our kids really haven't played that style of since probably midway through last year. So it was a change for us, but it was a good change. I'm glad we got to see it because we got some guys left on our schedule that are going to do a lot of things similar. So it was good for us to see that.
I've had a couple of injuries going back the past couple of weeks. I've had some guys step in and fill their place in the secondary. Are you happy with the depth you're seeing?
I am. Our kids are paying attention. They know that their time's coming, and they've got to be there and be ready. And every time we've called their name and their number, they've stepped up and done their job.
You and I had a conversation a couple of years ago about East Bernard. They had just won a state championship running a slot T, and you thought that offense might fit here in Howe. You went seeking that kind of offensive coordinator, found Dale West. Since then, you've ran for 9,300 yards and passed for 300. You're 17-5 with 2 of those losses coming in the playoffs. Is that how you drew it up?
Well, I mean, sure. That's, you like to think that it was all you or something, but it's, we've had great coaches come in here and install this offense. And at the same time, a lot of kids that bought in and really believe in it. And with that, comes a lot of success. But, it's one of those offenses that fit places. And some places they don't fit, but I do think it's an offense that fits here very well, and with the kids that we have right now, and they've taken it and run with it.
We're going to take a quick time out and let you listen to Douglas Propane.
Here in North Texas, we get ice storms, but we don't we don't let that slow us down. We still take care of our priority customers. If we have customers that we can't reach with the large truck, we'll actually send them smaller trucks and transfer some propane out of cylinders to get them through until the ice thaws and we can get the larger vehicles in there to make a delivery.
Coach, tonight, Quinlan, 4A Division I, much larger school than Howe. Talk about the scheduling and how that comes about. I guess when you go 10-2, people don't want to play you.
Yeah, well, realignment comes around every 2 years. You have to reset your schedule. You kind of hope when you get moved up or moved down, you can kind of keep some of the guys from your previous district because they're probably pretty close. And it's one of those things that nobody really wanted to play us anymore. And it's kind of a compliment, but at the same time, a pain. When the Salinas are calling you, trying to play you and stuff like that, there's some respect there. But at the same time, we're having to travel a little further with Bowie and Quinlan and Munster and things like that. But, Munster ran into the same issue. Everybody knew they were going to be, a top-notch program and be really good, and they couldn't find anybody to play. And so, these days with win and loss records meaning everything for coaches and everybody else, they're trying to find the best route for their success at the same time. But, it's going to prepare us better for district. And, I thought that the last 2 years, we didn't have to step up and play at a high level till we got to the playoffs, and sometimes it's a little hard to flip that switch. And with the people we're playing now, that switch has to be on all the time. So, I think it's good for our kids. I think that's one reason for Gunner's success that they've had is, they're playing all these top-notch teams and they play them week in, week out, and you got to play some good teams early, and we just happen to play 5 good teams early.
Yeah. Your offensive coordinator, Dale West, is from Quinlan. He played his high school football on that field, and he has said it's going to be kind of strange walking on the field on the opposite side and having that perspective from the other side of the stands. What about you? Have you ever been to Rockwall? And if you haven't, what do you think that would feel like going on the opposite side of the stands there?
Oh, it's probably an eerie feeling at first. I think pregame and the national anthem and things like that probably get you before anything else. I think once the whistle blows, you're on a football field and you don't pay attention to anything else. And so, I think once all that's said and done, it'll be just like a normal Friday night.
What do you think the keys to victory are tonight?
Well, we're going to have to control the football. And, sometimes the best defense is controlling offense. So we're going to have to control that football. And they have some very big backs, and we're going to have to get a hold of them early and make them do some things that they don't want to do. And they run a lot of different plays. And so we're just going to have to make them start drawing in the sand a little bit and try to figure us out and defensively. But then offensively, we have to do what we do and control the line of scrimmage. And every game that we've played that we're successful on offensively and defensively, we control the line of scrimmage. And so, our kids got to get that through their heads and do everything we can to control that part of the game.
You've been listening to the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Zach Hudson.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing. Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we will talk to a Howe Bulldog or two. Now let's talk to one of those members of the class of 2017. All right, this week we're visiting with quarterback Brandon Wall, who's also playing a little bit of defense now, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. Brandon, what kind of programs are you involved with outside of football at Howe High School?
Nothing really. I'm just mostly focused on football. No FFA or anything this year.
Is that something you've done in years prior, FFA or stuff like that?
Yeah, I used to show pigs, cows, and all kinds of junk.
What about your pigs that you've had in the past? Did you go to sale or anything like that?
Nah, I just ended up eating them.
So did you grow up here in Howe?
No. I moved here in the middle of my 7th grade year from a small school, kind of like Howe. It's called Hamilton, Texas.
What's different about Howe and Hamilton?
Not much. Just football is a lot better here.
So you're a quarterback on an offense that runs the football, and you talk to Dale West, and he'll say, he can't even say the word pass. He'll go pa 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 pa. How is that on you, a quarterback? I'm assuming you want to throw the football, right?
I mean, sometimes I want to throw the football, but I mean, if we're sitting there moving the ball, then let's not just throw it up there. Just keep running the ball, keep tiring out the defense.
So you're behind this philosophy?
Yeah, I'm totally with it.
So some people have said that you're the fastest kid on the team. Is that true?
I don't know yet. I really don't know.
So I guess we'll find out once you hit the corner and go one of these nights, right?
Most likely.
All right, so let's talk about Munster. It's a team it was a really good football team last Friday night, ranked second in Class 2A in the state of Texas. What kind of looks did they throw at you while you were on offense? And just kind of go over the last Friday night a little bit.
Well, we kept moving the ball at will, and it was pretty good. We only ran like a select 3 or 4 plays. Well, if those plays are working, then Coach said he's going to run them, so I might as well just stick to that.
So with some injuries in the secondary, you're having to play a little bit of defense at times too. Talk about that.
It doesn't really bother me. If I have to step up in a position, I'll step up. I'm a senior. I'm supposed to lead, so that's just what I'll do.
Now let's talk about tonight's opponent, Quinlan. What have you seen from them on film? What are you expecting from them?
I'm expecting that they're going to be a really good team. I mean, a lot of them go both ways, so, I mean, eventually we'll tire them out, but it's going to be a good game.
Is that the philosophy of this Howe Bulldogs football team, just to not only just win, but tire people out, and that's how you get the win?
Yeah, it's just ground and pound and wear them out.
What do you see for the rest of the season here for the Bulldogs?
Hopefully a lot of wins and hopefully getting better at what we do.
You see the playoffs coming?
Yes, I do.
So that's Brandon Wall on the Senior Spotlight. Back in a moment.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
All Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area. but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Welcome back to Hobart Lytle Memorial Stadium in Quinlan, Texas, where it is Quinlan and Howe for the 5th ever time. Let's go over the starting lineup for Howe. Up front on offense, Tim Helpenstell, 6'1", 180 and a senior. Connor Jackson, the left guard, 5'10", 190 and a junior. The center, Chase Harvey, 5'10", 220 and a junior. The right guard, Tanner Hartsfield, 5'11", 190-pound senior. The right tackle, Clay Marshall, 6 foot, 230-pound junior. And the big tight end, 6'4", 295-pound senior, Matt Griffin. And you'll also see Ty Harvey, who does the receiving end of the tight end position, 6'5", 180-pound junior. He has 2 catches for 35 yards, and his longest 2 weeks ago, a 22-yarder, that one being from backup quarterback Mason Riggs. Speaking of the quarterback position, that'll be Brandon Wall, 5'11", 150-pound senior. He has thrown 7 times, completed 3, thrown an interception, and has 26 yards passing on the season. Brent Masters is out tonight, will not play. We would assume to see a lot of Cooper Akins, who is 5'9", 150-pound senior. The fullback is Jaden Matthews. He has 60 carries, 328 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's 5'8", 160, and a senior. Tyler Grisham, the running back, 6 foot, 225, and a senior. 36 carries, 232 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those coming last week as he ran 20 times for 172 yards against Munster a week ago. The Howe Bulldogs are coached by Zach Hudson. He's from Rockwall, Texas. His wife is Carrie. As I hear we are under a lightning delay, and that's not good because we are outdoors. We are on top of the metal press box with a metal footing.
And an antenna.
And an antenna we're displaying tonight.
We are in trouble.
So, with that, let's continue. Zach Hudson's wife, Carrie, former head volleyball coach. They have 2 kids, both girls, Kai and Bodie, age 9 and 6. Coach Hudson went to Navarro College and Texas A&M Commerce. His record at Howe now is 22-16. He's the 25th head coach in Howe Bulldogs history, his 4th year here. His coaching stops were at Garland Lakeview, at Weimer as the defensive coordinator, then on to LaGrange as the defensive coordinator, then back to Weimer as the head coach and athletic director, and then here, of course, as the head coach and athletic director. He only trails the ones with lots of hardware in wins. Norman Dickey has 51, Jim Fryer 41, Davey DeBose 34, Buck Smith 29, and now Zach Hudson with 22. Let's go over the start. What?
Our spotter said, well,
he might as well.
He got down low. He left us for being the lightning rods.
I don't blame him, yeah.
Oh, I tell you what.
Let's go over the starting defense there, Mr. Mosier, with the Quinlan Ford defense.
Right cornerback, Louis Gainez, 5'11", 165-pound junior. Right end, Isaac Henson, 6'2", 235, junior. Right tackle, Matthew Bryant, 6'2", 245, a junior. Left tackle, senior Trey Gossett, 5'10", 205. James Hoff, junior, 6 foot, 180. Left cornerback, senior Blaine Birch, 5'7", 150. Darian Rodriguez is outside linebacker, 5'8", 160. Middle linebacker, 5'9", 165, senior Joey Padcock. 5'7", 150, senior Matthew Riley. Safety is Dylan Norris, 5'11", 160. And the other safety I left for last, Linus
Bierschmidt.
There we go. 5'9", 160-pound junior.
He also plays quarterback.
Well, I'm going to call him Linus.
I'll be saying Bierschmidt a lot tonight. Speaking of Quinlan Ford, they have scored 88 so far this season and given up 64. When people have scored against them, it's been in the second and the fourth quarter. Mainly the second, giving up 35 points in the second quarter. But pretty consistent offensively, scoring 28, 26, 21, and 13 in the first through fourth quarters, respectively. Let's go over the Howe Bulldogs starting defense while we're in this lightning delay. Up front, Cameron Blessai, the sophomore, 5'11", 200-pound end. The nose guard, Austin Lee, 5'9", 200, and a sophomore. And the opposite end is Mike Helpenstell, 6 foot, 210 pounds, and a senior. The cornerbacks, Cooper Akins, 5'9", 150, and a senior. On the road, he's worn number 2. At home, he's worn number 1. We'll see what he comes out with tonight. Brennan Ross, the other cornerback, 5'11", 150 pounds, and a senior. He wears his father's number 10. The linebackers, J.P. Queen, 5'9", 180-pound senior. Andrew Griffin, 5'9", 200-pound junior. Tanner Hartsfield, 5'11", 190-pound senior. And Tyler Grisham, 6 foot, 225-pound senior. The weak safety tonight back on the field is Seth Seabolt, 6'2", 180-pound senior. And the other safety, Winston Moss, is out. So we will either see Mason Riggs, who's a 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore, or we will see Brandon Wall, 5'11", 150-pound senior. Howe has scored pretty evenly as well. Scored 89 points, given up 86 so far in 2016. Howe has scored 24, 21, 17, and 20 in the first through fourth, and given up 17, 27, 22, and 20 in the first through fourth. The average score of a Howe game after the first 3 games is 30-29, with Howe leading. Now on defense, Howe 2016 defense is ranked 67 out of 73 Howe teams by giving up 28.7 points per game. On the flip side, on offense, Howe is ranked 6th overall in school history with 29.7 points per game scored. So far in the year, they've given up or accumulated 999 yards, averaging obviously 333 a game, math. 951 of that being on the ground, 48 passing. Now let's go back. We were talking about Dale West and his offense here. Howe, in the past 2.5 years since he's been here, has rushed for 9,359 yards.
Holy cow.
And thrown for 303.
Wow.
303 in 2.5 years. Some kids do that one night.
Yeah, that's a, wow, 9,000 yards rushing and 303 passing.
But, you know, hey, that goes back to our discussion about 17-5.
17-5.
Whatever gets the job done, it doesn't matter. A lot of people would say, well, you know, hey, if a lot of people that had a pass-only team,
right,
I would say, well, you get away with that. You can just pass every down, because we've seen these spread offenses. And McKinney, several years back, they threw the ball every down, and they scored 50 points a game. And everybody said, "Oh, they're doing the right thing. That's the way you're supposed to do it. It's fun. It's exciting." But if you run the ball every down,
right,
and you still score so far they've been 1st, 7th, and 6th in school history in scoring. But everybody says, "You got to throw the football."
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
And they're winning. It's just it's remarkably funny to see the fans. And I read an article just the other day that kind of illustrated this point. One coach said, who runs these old school offenses in the 5A and 4A divisions, he said most fans are happier and more satisfied if you lose 56-47 than win 14-10 by running the ball.
Right.
And that is where we are as a football fan in this century. We just want the shock and awe of throwing the football, baby. And
right. Well,
but the bottom line is winning football games and matching the talent matching the scheme to the talent you have. And I think the Howe Bulldogs have done a remarkable job of inserting that particular perfect slot T offense for these kids. And it may not be that way next year, and it may not be that way 2 years from now. But today and last year and the year before that, It's the perfect model for winning football games in a school like Howe.
Right.
And it's just remarkable to see the turnaround so quickly in this type of situation when you run the ball for over 9,000 yards and you throw it for 300.
Well, to me, and I don't see anything wrong with it, but you build your offense with what you got. And unfortunately, we haven't had anybody that can throw the ball. So we can run the ball, and we run over you running the ball. So why do we need to pass?
I have had a wake-up call with this, seeing this. And I've broadcasted football games going back to 1994. I've seen a lot of football games in high school, a lot of them. And if you'd have told me before these past 3 years that Howe was going to run the football 99% of the time and never throw it, I'd have been like, yeah, good luck.
Right.
Because we're trained as people who's around this game, and even growing up playing the game, have certain kind of balance. You got to be able to throw the ball to keep the defense, kind of off balance a little bit.
Right.
They can't know exactly what you're doing. You got to kind of mix it up. And we've all been trained that since football birth, right?
Right.
But watching this, it's an eye-opener. And I have to admit, I'm baffled because I always thought that way. I always thought, well, you're going to have to keep them off balance. And apparently you don't.
Right.
You just do what you do better than they do, and you win.
And when they line up, when you face these teams, and these teams go, oh well, the Bulldogs they're gonna run the ball, so we're gonna load the box. Well, you load the box, and it still doesn't matter.
Well, you still have to make tackles,
right? It still doesn't matter because they're gonna run over you.
Well, and the key also is time of possession,
right?
Because if you have even a pretty good defense, Howe has a good defense. Howe's had a good defense under Hudson for the past several years. Even if you have just a hang around defense,
right?
You can win a lot of games just by running that clock,
right?
And a perfect example. Let's go back to 1993 Houston Oilers, and they were playing the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship. The winner plays the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. All right,
right. Well, that don't happen now. But
the Houston Oilers had a 35-0 lead at the half in their running shoot offense with Warren Moon, and they just aired it out. And they aired it out for 35 points in the first half. Problem was they could not kill the clock. They had no way of running the ball to manage the clock, and they allowed Buffalo to get back in the game. They couldn't stop them, and when they get the ball back, they'd go 3 and out. Doesn't do anything for clock management.
Right.
So Buffalo came all the way back, and Buffalo's the one who ended up in the Super Bowl playing the Cowboys. Now, there's all kinds of theories on that. I'm going to tell you, if Houston would have been able to run the ball and kill that second half, they'd have played the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. And if they would have played the Cowboys in the Super Bowl that year, today there would still be a Houston Oilers.
Right.
But because they couldn't run the football in the state of Texas,
right.
You're out to Tennessee, buddy.
That's right.
See you later.
That's right.
Learn to run the football. Come back and see us, and you'll call yourselves the Texans.
Yeah. 9,000 yards is impressive. It's really impressive for 3 years, 4 years.
It's extremely impressive.
And you run across teams that can pass. Last week, Munster could throw the football.
Hey, and I tell you, when you have those kids, you can do that. In Howe, I mean, I've been around this program since birth, and even my mother's, so that takes me beyond birth. So I've seen the kind of quarterbacks that have come through Howe over the years. You had Rick Haining in 1970, and you had Jay Skipworth in the late 80s.
Right.
And then you had Fountain.
Right. And Fountain was a pretty good quarterback.
So we're talking about 3 kids that can sling it around.
Right.
And they're the real deal. There's 3 kids since 1970.
Right.
Okay. That's why you don't run the spread at a small school. Now, when you get one of those 3 guys, everything goes out the window.
Right.
Then you don't run a slot T. You know what I mean?
You run the spread, and they did, and they did a good job. But like I said a minute ago, I'm a firm believer. You play what you got, and unfortunately, we don't have the passing game that Munster has, or evidently the passing game by looking at numbers that Quinlan has, but we got the running game.
That's right.
So we're gonna come at you one way or the other.
So what we have not mentioned is Dale West. We mentioned it briefly, but offensive coordinator Dale West brings his slot T over here to Quinlan, which is kind of ironic because this is where it started. Billy Butler, who was the head coach in the 1980s here at Quinlan, brought the slot T here to this stadium and ran that, and one of his quarterbacks was Dale West. In 2003, West graduated from there, so the 2001-2002 seasons, West was the quarterback here running the slot T. And he was trained by one of his coaches, learned the slot T, and then basically, Coach West needed a place to stay. His dad passed away, and his grandmother and aunt passed away. So his coach took him in. The guy who taught him the slot T here in Quinlan took him in, and then later on made sure that he had enough money for college. And then after he got out of college, he hired him to be his offensive coordinator to run that slot T that he had taught him back here at Quinlan. So it really comes all back around here to Quinlan, as that slot T started here in the 1980s under Billy Butler, and it's going to be kind of a homecoming, so to speak, for Coach Dale West. But a weird sight to be on that other sideline, I'm sure, if you've always been on one side and to have to go on the other one, it's kind of weird that first time.
Right. It's got to be difficult for him to look across and go, huh, I was on that side not too long ago.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever been standing on the sidelines at this, on the other side of our stadium.
Right.
And as many times as I've been on that field, hundreds and hundreds, and in the stands on the home side, I've never been on the other side for a football game, and that would be very, very ridiculously strange.
It would.
So we're going to take a quick timeout. We're still under a lightning delay, but the teams or Howe at least is on the field doing their stretching, and we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more Howe Bulldogs football in just a moment.
Tired of paying for channels you don't watch? Cavener Home Theater and Dish got you covered. The new Flex Pack lets you customize your own package. For $39.99 per month, the Flex Pack includes 50 popular channels plus an additional channel pack of your choice. You can choose from locals, news, kids, and sports. Give us a call, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenerTV.com. You can get the Hopper 3 DVR for only $10 a month more. Give us a call.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. My service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back to Hobart Lytle Memorial Stadium. The Bulldogs are about ready to come through their tunnel. The Quinlan Ford Panthers just did. Here's the Bulldogs. Crowd made it the hour-and-a-half drive from Howe on the far side over there on Highway 34. We traveled through Greenville.
Yeah, that's how we came.
A lot better crowd from Howe than what we saw from Munster a week ago. Made that travel over. A very weak Munster crowd. It was very surprising with such a good football team.
Yeah, it was.
The Quinlan Panthers will be in all blue, royal blue, kind of like Gunner blue. Blue pants, blue jerseys, blue helmet. Panthers written on the front in white. The Howe Bulldogs in all white tonight. The white pants. White jerseys with the black sleeves. It's a really sleek look for the Bulldogs this year. Black numbers outlined in gray with the black helmets. And they are awaiting for the coin toss.
Looks like Cooper's got number 2 on tonight.
It will be Cooper Akins, Tyler Grisham, and Matt Griffin and Andrew Griffin will be the captains on the field tonight, coming to midfield. For Quinlan, it will be Dylan Norris, along with
Isaac Henson
and Edgar Aguilon and Jose Tolonia.
Oh, I didn't practice. I didn't practice that.
Yeah.
I didn't practice that one.
But we've got to say Beer Schmitz all night.
Beer Schmitz. Or we could just say Linus.
So the captains are on the field at the center stripe. And we will say, let's see, the left end zone is north towards Greenville.
Right.
And the right end zone is south towards what, I-30? If you go out that way, you hit I-30?
20.
I think that's right.
We passed 30. I don't know where this faces the neighborhood.
I-20.
I-20. Hey, we get to spend a night with Elbington.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He's right here with us. He's not paying attention to us, but he's here with us.
Oh, sneak him on at halftime or something.
Hey, there we go. Before he gets away.
Coach's perspective.
Uh-oh.
So it appears that the umpire will turn the Bulldogs to face the north end zone. But I did not catch. I was looking at the other umpire, not the referee. So it appears that Quinlan won the toss.
Right, and they're going to receive.
They're going to receive to start the football game. So yes. Quinlan will be heading left to right, opening this football game. We should be ready for the national anthem here in just a moment.
And our spotter got his compass out, so he's going to tell us exactly where we are.
National anthem, Taylor Laster.
And here's our national anthem.
At Ford High School.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
And with that, it is football time in Texas. And the great thing about that in Texas, no one on the field took a knee. There's no idiots that locked arms or anything like that. Everyone with their hand over their heart on the field tonight. And that is Texas high school football.
Yeah, that flag is just drooped. We have no breeze.
Well,
I'll fan you when you get hot.
We had a little bit of one early in the when we were setting up the equipment. Again, we're outside tonight. I think the third time ever. 24 years I've been outside. Luckily, we're not at Pleasant Grove like the first time I was outdoors. That was not a fun situation.
So, I was thinking about that today. We were in Munster.
It was Sacred Heart.
In Roy City?
No.
Where were we at? We were in a playoff game on the deck, film deck.
Oh, maybe this is the fourth time because I forgot about that. I remember being at Pleasant Grove and at Sacred Heart.
Yeah, we were on a film deck at a playoff game last year.
So Honecker is here to boot this one away. And he will kick from right to left. It appears to be an onside kick, and it will be. Bounces at the 48. Is going to be taken immediately by an up man, and that's James Hoff. 6 foot, 180-pound junior came up with a football. And now, after a J.P. Queen tackle, the Quinlan Panthers will be moving left to right, starting at their own 48-yard line, it appears. Before we get, next play, remind me, I have something special. 1st and 10. Everybody tight. This is going to be a handoff left side, looking for some room, and has about 5 yards on first down. Handoff was for the man coming across, which was Blaine Birch.
Andrew Griffin made the stop.
Hey, a big hello out there to Michelle Carney, who underwent some surgery this week in Wilson and Jones. I want to say we appreciate all you do. We're glad you're listening at home, but I wish you were here.
Right.
We're going to miss all those great photos.
We miss you, Michelle.
First time she's missed a game in 10 years, I believe. It's going to be a toss right side and brought down by Hartsfield, but that was, I think that was Dylan Norris on the carry, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for Quinlan. Again, left to right, just underway, 11-12 here in the first quarter.
You know, Michelle's been, she's been in rain, she's been in cold weather, she's been in hot weather. We miss those pictures.
She is a 2-time #1 fan, but responsible for a lot more than that. Here is a flag down. It's going to be a handoff to Norris. Close to the first down, right at the chains. It's going to be very close. We'll have to check the flag, though, and it appears to be against Howe.
Yeah, I think it was an offside. Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
So it'll be a first down either way. 10:50 on the clock as it has stopped momentarily with the flag. And they will spot the ball inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, this looked like the outside linebacker was on the line of scrimmage and jumped off sides.
Linus Bierschmitz goes under center for Quinlan. He drops back 5 steps, wants to throw left side, deep down the field, and it's incomplete. In coverage was Brennan Ross. He was trying to hit his receiver, Blaine Birch, who came out of the backfield. Normally a slot back, but he was a slot running back. This time he was a slot receiver. It's 2nd down and 10.
Okay, you've known Brian Ross all his life. Is he left-handed?
Brennan is left-handed.
Brennan is, but is Brian?
I don't believe so.
Well, that's the only difference between him and his dad.
2nd down and 10. 2 slots to the left. Wants to throw that way. Bierschmidt's under pressure. He is going to be hit after he throws. Deep down the field, caught at the 3-yard line. It's a touchdown for Quinlan. 39-yard touchdown. And I believe that was Birch again.
Yeah, that was. You know, he covered, Brendan did a good job. He covered him. You know, he just got just that little bit of reach above him.
So the PAT is going to be held by Norris. And the kick is up. And it's no good. Gio Landaverde, the 5'4", 130-pound kicker, misses that, so it's 6-0. Quinlan in the lead. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Well, I hope nobody else saw that lightning over there in the northern sky.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's going to be a kickoff. Going to be taken at the 15-yard line. Coming near side, Andrew Griffin rolls over a defender at the 35-yard line. Griffin ready to make the hit.
Right.
There is no not wanting the football on that one, as Griffin was looking for somebody to hit. So Howe will start with the football for the first time tonight with 10:24 on the clock here in the first quarter at their own 37-yard line.
Linus Bierschmidt made the stop on that kickoff return.
I formation, toss, right side. That's going to be Mason Riggs trying to bounce it out to the 40. He's got some room out to the 45. Near midfield and a first down at about the 49-yard line. First time we've seen the I formation from the Bulldogs.
Right, and Linus Bierschmidt in on the stop. He run Mason out of bounds.
So they'll actually spot the ball at the 48 and a first down with 10:16 left to go in the first. Bulldogs moving right to left in all white with one thick black stripe down the pants. Wall, handoff, right side Matthews. Shakes a couple of defenders across midfield. About 4 yards into Quinlan territory at the 47-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Linus Bierschmidt and Jonathan Dotson in on the stop for Quinlan.
2nd down and 5. Howe breaks the huddle. Everybody tight. Wall, handoff. Tyler Grisham, left side, is going to be brought down after a gain of about 2.5, maybe 3 yards at the 44, maybe 43-yard line.
Matthew Bryant and Jonathan Dotson in on the stop.
So a big 3rd down and 2 early, and this is maybe within, well, we won't even mention it right now. Let's just get the first down. Handoff right side, Matthews, met at the line of scrimmage, squeezes through for a moment, has the first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. I was already going to start talking about the Riverboat Gambler, but no need to worry about that. It's a first down.
Dylan Norris and Isaac Henson.
So 9:07 on the first quarter clock. Quinlan leading 6-0. Howe driving inside the 30, and this is Wall wanting to throw the football down the field. Has Cooper Akins in his hands, and he dropped it. Akins probably would have, if he would have caught it, would have had a tight corner to turn, but with his quickness very well could have done that. And if he could have turned that corner, would have been probably gone. But a tough catch over his shoulder. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Here come the Dogs. Everybody tight. Wall's going to hand off. Cooper Akins, right side. He's got some room, and he's down after about an 8-yard gain to about the 30-yard line.
Dylan Norris in on the stop for the line.
So 3rd and 2. We had it a moment ago, and it was Tyler Grisham's number, or Jaden Matthews' number, who was called earlier. We'll see what happens here on the 3rd and 2.
I said Lions bigger. It's Panthers. Boy, see, I even get that wrong.
3rd and 2. Everybody tight. Handoff Cooper Akins. Same play. Right side. Has lots of room to the 25. And going to be down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, moving the sticks. Brandon Wall said in the senior spotlight that they got on a roll last week. ran about 2 or 3 plays because it was working and no need to change if it's working, and that's what they did. And it appears that Dale West on his homecoming tonight may be doing the same thing. 1st and 10, 8:16 on the first quarter clock.
Colby McKenzie in on the stop.
Harvey split out wide left. Here's a handoff. Grisham up the middle. Breaks through for about 6, maybe 7 yards at about the 16-yard line. And the Howe Bulldogs are doing exactly what they do. Driving, taking time off the clock. A timeout has been taken, and we will take 1-2. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back. Here come the Dogs on 2nd down and about 4. Wall under center. It's going to hand off Cooper Aiken. Same play again. He's got some room to the 10, to the 5. Bowls over one defender. Rolls down at about the 2 or 3. They'll actually mark him at the 4. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Dogs. As Howe has run the Cooper Aikens reverse play 3 times in the last 5.
Yeah, and it's made good yardage every time. Dylan Norris in on the stop.
7:48 and rolling. Here's a handoff, left side. That's Grisham looking for the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas. So just like that, the Bulldogs tie the game with 7:44 left to go in the first on a 73-yard drive.
Boy, I like being outside. Look at that big old orange moon coming up over there on the east side.
That is October-ish.
It is.
Swinging gate look. Howe will break over into the normal extra point with Honecker to do the duties. Ross to hold. The kick is up, very high, very long, and very good. 7-0 Howe in the lead with 7:44 left to go in the first. Back in a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the 2 antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
What is Cabinet Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CavenderHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Welcome back to Hobart Lytle Memorial Stadium in Quinlan, Texas. 7:44 on the first quarter clock. Howe has just scored on a 73-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock and now leads 7-6 here on a damp evening, musty evening here.
It is musty tonight
in Quinlan. Honecker is going to pooch this one. It'll land in between the 2 backs at about the 25, picked up and drugged backwards immediately. A nice job out there.
Cameron Blesseye made the stop. Good coverage.
Great coverage by the Howe kickoff team, and Quinlan will start deep at their own territory at about the 20, maybe the 21.
Now that was fantastic coverage. Boy, Blesseye got down there in a hurry.
So 7:38 left in the first, and the ball is spotted at the Quinlan 21-yard line. Coming off the field in a hurry was the running back, Isaac Henson. And this is going to be a handoff right side, met in the backfield, and drugged down after maybe a yard loss.
Andrew Griffin and Tyler Grisham in on the stop.
Yeah, Grisham. Somebody got there late. You got to be real careful on that. Checking out of the game is Austin Lee. As there's some little bit of scattered lightning to the north, but way off in the distance.
Right, that's what we want, way off in the distance.
Second down and 11 coming up, 7:10 on the clock, and rolling here in the first. Quinlan breaks the huddle, comes to the line, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Bierschmidt's under center, toss left side, met in the backfield, bless eye. A great play by the right defensive end was right there to meet him in the backfield, and Quinlan has gone backwards so far on this drive.
Right, and I'm sorry, Cameron Blesseye in on the stop, and he was assisted by number 80, but I don't have him on my.
Well, that is going to be on your roster. I'll tell you who it is. I'll tell you in just a moment. Bierschmidt's dropping back 3 steps, rolling out right side, looking for somebody to throw down the field. Being chased down, brought down by Hartsfield, and now Grisham, and the ball's thrown out of bounds. A tremendous job of pressure as a huge loss inside the 10. Well, they'll now spot it at the 10. The clock's rolling. They will not say he got out of bounds.
Yeah, that's good coverage. Let's see,
Zach Daniels is who you were.
Zach Daniels, okay.
Wanting to say a minute ago. So here we are with 4th and 21, and Andrew Griffin back deep to return a punt just inside the 50-yard line. Snap is back. The punt is a wobbly end-over-end kick, going to be taken at the 49-yard line. Coming near side, Griffin to the 30 and barrels over a defender right there. Howe will start in great shape at the Quinlan 31-yard line. 6:01 left to go here in the first.
Looks like we got an official timeout. We've got a player here on the.
Well, Andrew Griffin ran right over a Quinlan Panther, and that young man has yet to get up. So we have an injury timeout. They're actually spotting the ball at the 29 at the Quinlan 29-yard line. And trainers are coming out. The water girls are coming out on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football. And as soon as I do this, he'll get up.
Right.
Back in just a moment.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
Well, the young man hops up. He's helped off the field. I shouldn't say hopped up because he's being hauled off the field. And I believe that is Trey Gossett.
Yeah,
and that would be a big loss for them, as Gossett on defense is their left starting tackle on defense.
He took an Andrew Griffin shot that not many get up from.
1st and 10, Howe. Wall wants to throw the football, rolling out right side, looking down the field, and it is going to be Harvey in the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. It is touchdown time in Texas. 29 yards from Wall to Harvey, his first touchdown pass of the year.
Yeah, that was a great pass.
Well, Wall said in the senior spotlight he'd like to pass, but he's on board with running the football.
Well, that he did a pretty good job on that pass. Oh, we would.
And the extra point.
They went for two.
They went for 2, and apparently unsuccessful. It was a handoff. It was a handoff to Matthews. We'll come back and recap that here in a moment. As I was writing, I need to stop writing. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
A word from Douglas Propane.
My tenured drivers are 5 to 7 years, and then our combined experience, you know, the benefit of the era that we live in is the smartphone era. Any of my staff have the ability at a moment's notice to pick up the phone, and my drivers can call my service staff, and my service can call my driver staff, and everyone can get a hold of us. And then we have a staff 24-hour answering service.
Welcome back as we're ready for the kickoff. Look at that full moon across there.
It is full.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Honeker's kick is going to be another pooch kick. Almost fair caught for, and now fair caught for at the 30-yard line. And that was Louis Gines who made the catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Quinlan at their own 30. And there is 5:52 still on the first quarter clock. It was a 9-second drive in a 29-yard drive, and it ended on the one play from Wall to Ty Harvey. And the extra point, it was a toss to Matthews, who tried to throw it in the end zone, and it was intercepted. That was the recap of the two-point conversion. So unsuccessful, and Howe leads 13-6 with 5:52. There's a timeout on the field. Quinlan has taken it. We'll take one, too. Back in a moment.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
In this very football season.
Well, we didn't get a full timeout there. We only got maybe 40 seconds on that timeout from the officials. So the Quinlan Panthers were able to run a play there while we were at break. They gained 6 yards on a pass from Bierschmitz to what it looked like to be Dustin Fulbright. Fulbright is split out wide right. Man in motion, and Bierschmitz is going to keep it and run for a first down across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Helpenstiel makes the stop for the Bulldogs, but the chains are going to move here. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Quinlan 42-yard line with 5:08 and rolling here in the first quarter.
That we have several players in and out due to injuries, but
2 receivers near side, 1 slot now goes in motion. He'll get the hand. That's Norris, and he'll be brought down by the linebacker after a maybe a 4-yard gain. Andrew Griffin,
J.P. Queen, and Tanner Hartsfield all made contact. So Dylan Moreau's checking in, and Tanner Hartsfield's checking out.
So 2nd down and about 6, a long 6 for Quinlan.
Yeah, Moreau checked in for Tanner Hartsfield.
Linus Bierschmitz calls the play in the huddle. Now comes to the line of scrimmage, sends 2 receivers right, drops back 3 steps, wants to throw across the middle, and it's intercepted!
Ty Harvey.
Off of the fingertips of the receiver into the arms of Ty Harvey, who goes down at the 38-yard line. What a night for Harvey so far.
Yeah, he's doing more than just running in and out.
He earns this.
That's right.
Well, 2 weeks ago he ran the play in every play. It's starting to pay off.
Right. Every down. Harvey was in on the play.
Interception. Ty Harvey gives Howe the football at their own 38-yard line with 4:15 on the clock here in the first. It's going to be a handoff. Or that's Wall keeping it. And a fumble. He fumbles. The ball goes forward. It appears Quinlan had it initially. Recovered it. And it looks like after the advance of the fumble, it'll be a first down.
Yeah, it looked like.
Hey, if you're going to fumble, throw it forward 6 or 7 yards.
Right. Blaine Birch had slipped, and the ball bounced off his face mask and right into the arm of Tyler Griffin.
First and 10. Wall, handoff. Matthews met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. Maybe a loss. A loss of 1.5.
Isaac Henson, 6'2", 235 junior, made the stop.
As that full moon rises in that eastern sky, the Bulldogs are searching for a second down and 11 here. 3:27 on the clock and rolling. And now Wall fumbles the snap. And now the ball's rolling everywhere. It's going to be a yard loss, if not Quinlan's football.
Yeah, that bounced off 2 or 3 different players. Bounced off a couple of Howe players and a couple of Quinlan players.
It's going to be third down, but another loss. This time the ball didn't go forward on the fumble. I think actually it did, but it was pushed back, and Grisham recovers it again. So it'll be third down and 12 with 3:18 on the clock. Now the clock starts rolling. And they're going to switch the ball. I don't blame them. Hey, the coaching staff says, give us that ball. Apparently something's wrong with it.
Right.
Let's get a new one in there. Third down and 12. 3:02 on the clock. Everybody tight. Wall under center. This is going to be a handoff near side. Akins tried to cut it up. He might have had a lane if he'd have came outside, but nonetheless, it's going to be 4th and 12, and this is punt time for the Howe Bulldogs for the first time tonight with 2:43 and rolling here in the first quarter.
Jonathan Dotson and Joey Padcock made the stop for Quinlan.
Very similar to a week ago when Munster and Howe were exchanging blows early in the game. Finally, Howe got Munster to punt it, and then everything kind of slowed down a little bit. Here's Wall to punt. It's a wobbly kick headed toward the far sideline. It goes out of bounds near the 30, and it looks like they're going to spot it around the 33. You always hate it when it bounces out of bounds because you don't get an accurate read, and those officials love to walk up the field.
Right.
They just love to keep walking.
Yeah,
so they'll walk up to the 33.
Little. Sometimes they just go, I've walked far enough tonight, I'm done.
I always love to punt it right at the stripe so they know where it's out. There's no guesswork in it.
Yeah,
ball at the 34-yard line of Quinlan with 2:18 on the clock here in the first quarter. Everybody tight. No receivers this time after the interception. Man goes in motion, and Bierschmitz wants to throw it anyway. Matthews in his face. It's going to be caught by a receiver. And coming down at the 42-yard line, it's going to be close to a first down. But on the reception was I believe that was Aguilera.
Cooper Akins and Cameron Blesseye in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Aguilon, second down and 1 coming up. 1:53 left to go in the first. It's a long first quarter.
It is a long one.
Second down and 1. Look out here. Could be a big play. Man in motion. And this is going to be a handoff left side. Norris drugged down from behind. It'll be no gain. Third and short coming up. 1:35 on the clock. Hartsfield on the stop.
And J.P. Queen as well.
And Austin Lee comes back in at nose guard. And it appears to be a 4-man front for the Howe Bulldogs on this third and short situation. Griffin and Hartsfield will be the backers. Matthews covering that slot. Everybody in the box. Toss left side. Caught from behind. A great play by Hartsfield. They'll say his knee hit. He kept going, and that's Blaine Birch. He tried to act like he got out of the Hartsfield tackle without touching his knee. but the whistles blew right as soon as Hartsfield was there in the backfield. And now it's not 4th and short, it's 4th and about 5.5 after that huge play by Hartsfield. Tremendous play. That's a huge play right there.
That was a good tackle by Hartsfield. Hartsfield come in from the backside and got him and run him down.
We're under 30 seconds here left in the first quarter. Punt time for Quinlan. And this is going to be Bierschmitz, and he will kick a wobbly kick headed towards the out of bounds, and it will go about 3 yards out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. They got a pretty good spot on that one. He's going to walk this one back to about the 28, somewhere around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that was a pretty good spot there, wasn't it?
So Howe will start at their own 28 with 19.9 on the clock. It is 13-6, Howe in the lead as we're about to head to the second quarter after this play, presumably. Wall under center, man in motion. Mason Riggs gets the hand, carries right side, trying to find it outside, gains 2 yards up to the 31-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 13-6, Howe in the lead. It's been a pretty good one so far. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
So you think everyone knows over here in Quinlan what Dale West is about. So what does he do? He calls a touchdown pass. 29 yards, Ty Harvey from Brandon Wall. Some cheerleader had a great arm. She shot one of these.
Oh, they're shooting it out of an air gun.
Oh, okay. I thought she was throwing these T-shirts. Well, she just, that air gun shot the T-shirt way back over our head. Here's a 2nd down and 7 situation as we enter the second quarter. Howe now moves left to right. Matthews and Tyler Grisham is going to get the hand. He's going to be close to the first down at the 38-yard line. Now some extracurricular, but nothing called there. It's going to be very close, if not a first down for Howe. Ball spotted in between the 37, right at the 37. So it's going to be a yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up. And now Cade Courtney will bring the play in.
Blaine Birch made the stop for Quinlan.
11:32 and rolling here in the second quarter. Matthews and Grisham in the backfield. Mason Riggs goes in motion. Wall's going to keep it. Left side trying to find the first. He's not going to get it. If he did get it, it's going to be a great spot. I don't think he got it.
James Hoff and Joey Padcock in on the stop.
4th and maybe 1. We'll see where they spot it. 37, 38-yard line. Oh, wow. Okay.
So let's reset.
Well, Stephen Braswell says they signaled for first down. So apparently a good spot there for a Bulldog fan, a right-footed spot. Here comes another. I'll tell you, it's kind of scary up here on the deck when they throw those things.
Right.
We could go off of this thing pretty easy. Stop throwing the shirts at us.
Please don't throw the shirt in here.
1st and 10, left to right, 11:06 on the second quarter clock. Here comes Wall and company. Give me a handoff. Tyler Grisham, left side's got some room. Lowers his shoulder, runs behind his shoulder pads for 8 yards.
Linus Bearschmidt made the stop.
2nd down and 2 coming up. Again, Grisham on the season came in with 232 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had 172 yards last week and 3 touchdowns. Add 1 tonight. And a nice 8-yard run there on first down brings up second down and 2, 10:36 on the first quarter clock. Chase Harvey, the center, hands to Wall, and this is going to be Akins on the near side. And he had a seam for a moment, but his knee hit the turf just after crossing the first down marker right at the 50-yard line with the nose touching the 50-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
Philip Romero made the stop for Quinlan.
Now the Quinlan Panthers are showing 4 down linemen, 5 now, and 2 backers, a 50 look with 2 corners. And this is going to be a handoff. Matthews met immediately, a loss on the play as Wall just tries to get out of the way as the Panthers brought Matthews all the way back and almost into the quarterback. Second down and 12 coming up.
Louis Gainez, Matthew Bryant, and Darian Rodriguez in on the stop.
So now Landry Elvington will bring the play in, wearing 4, not 64. And he will split out as a slot on the left side. Akins goes in motion. He gets the carry. A great block from Grisham on the outside, looking for the 50, is brought down after a 3-yard gain inside Quinlan territory barely at the 49-yard line.
Dylan Norris in on the stop for Quinlan.
Grisham got a pretty nice block on the edge.
Yeah, it looks like Blaine Birch was a little slow getting uphill. You know, he dropped that head. How many times they teach you that? Don't drop your head.
Look out. Here comes Harvey. Harvey into the game. Left side tight end. 3rd and 9. Handoff. Grisham left side. 2 yards. 4th down coming up, and this is Riverboat Gambler time. In a 13-6 game, you can pin them deep here, or you can try to go for a long one, and I think Coach Hudson's going to try to pin them deep.
Yeah, Philip Romero made the stop for Quinlan.
So Brandon Wall will go back in punt formation on the first series here in the second quarter and punt it away to the Panthers. A flag down before the punt. It's a wobbly kick, going to bounce at the 13-yard line. Going to be downed at about the 6. A great job of hustle by Brennan Ross to get down the field to dive on the football at about the 6-yard line. Let's check the flag.
Yeah, I think our wideout may have been offside.
So I would imagine a re-kick is coming.
Yeah, I think it was our wideout.
No way. No way they don't make them re-kick that. It's too bad. That was a great pin deep at their own 6.
Yeah, it was.
You know, you just got to look at the referee on the side. You got to look at the line judge. That's all you got to do, right?
Right.
So 4th and 7 now turns into 4th and 12. So this could be a big turnaround. Whereas Quinlan would have the ball at their own 6. We'll see the results from the second kick here as Wall will now go stand at about the 38-yard line, 39. And he will punt this one away. Same kind of wobbly kick, nowhere near as far. Bounces at about the 21, a yard out of bounds. We'll see how far he walks this time. He's actually going to say the 26-yard line. And that's where Quinlan will take over with 7:56 remaining here in the second quarter.
That's still a pretty good punt. Not as good as the first one, but they got it back here in their own territory. Bulldogs can stop them.
So early in the game, we had 3 quick scores within the first 6 minutes of the game, and now it's stalled out. Defensive battle. And Bierschmitz tosses left side, and that's Birch going to be brought down after about a 5-yard gain by J.P. Queen. Birch, a 5'7", 150-pound senior running back, slot back, much like Brent Masters from Howe, if you're trying to compare. Probably not as quick, but about the same size.
Right.
Second down and 5 coming up. 7:26 and rolling here in the second quarter. Beerschmitz goes under center. Unbalanced line to the left. It's going to be a handoff left side. Nowhere to go, but maybe enough for a first, as it's going to be Darian Rodriguez brought down maybe about a yard past the first down marker, so move the sticks.
Zach Daniels and Mason Riggs in on the stop.
So 1st and 10 for Quinlan, 7:08 on the clock as they move the sticks. It'll start momentarily. Ball spotted at the moment with the nose touching the 37-yard line. So officially the 36 as we're under the 7-minute mark. 1st and 10. And now whistles. And apparently a timeout's been called by Howe. We'll take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Well, I hate to go 60 seconds because you never know when we'll be back.
Well, that looked like on that play, Howe called timeout. Andrew Griffin checked out holding his arm, and Dylan Moreau checked in for him, and then Coach Hudson called timeout. So not real sure what's going on. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. 1st
and 10, however, as the teams come back out on the field. Quinlan moving right to left, and they're all blue with white numbers. Howe, and they're all white with black numbers. Zach Daniels playing that right nose guard, rather. Or right end now. No, nose guard. And it's 1st and his father played nose guard.
Zach Daniels?
Yeah. And this is going to be a handoff. Near side, flag down. Not much doing there. Blessai and Queen and Hartsfield.
The Howe defense made the stop on that one.
So we'll check the flag. It was in the backfield by the line judge. So it's going to be against Quinlan. And they'll spot the ball with the nose touching the 32. So officially a 31-yard. The ball spotted at the 31. So 6:49 on the clock. Howe leading 13-6. And it's now a 1st and 15. Man in motion is Rodriguez. It's going to be a handoff near side. Norris gets the hand, and he'll gain 2 yards, not up to about the 34-yard line.
J.P. Queen and Brennan Ross tripped him up.
So 2nd down and 13 for Quinlan. Trailing Howe 13-6. And look out for the big strike here. You kind of get lulled to sleep after a little while, and they've already displayed that they can throw the football if they want to.
Right.
2nd down and 13 here. You'd probably expect something like that. As Beerschmitz goes under center, 2 receivers out right, and he wants to throw deep down the middle of the field, and it is almost intercepted, and maybe it is. Seabolt comes down with it, and it appears Howe has recovered on an interception by Seabolt. Now the officials are talking about it. He went down to the ground. It was a fingertip catch, and it's Howe's football.
Yeah, that was a good catch by Seth.
So the 2nd interception of the night by the Black Plague, and Howe will take over at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, Beerschmidt stepped back, and when he come across the middle, it looked like it was tipped somewhere around the linebacker position, and Seth just picked it out of the sky. Great job.
1st and 10. Riggs, offset eye, gets the toss, running left side. Lots of room to run. He's got the 45, 50, look out, to the 40. Lots of room, he's gone. Kiss him goodbye to the 10, to the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. No flags, 57 yards. An injured Dylan Norris is at the 45-yard line. So the officials will call timeout for a moment. Before we get ready for the PAT, they're going to attend to Norris for a little bit. At the moment, 5:45 on the clock. Howe leads 19-6, awaiting this PAT. Hey, how about an offset I formation?
Yeah, that'd work.
So Dale West has called offset I for a touchdown and a pass for a touchdown. Is this the same guy?
No, I don't think it is. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. That's what happens when you come home, though. You don't want everybody that is home to know what you're going to do.
So now it's 19-6, and Howe apparently is going to go for one to make it a 20-6 game here. Ross will hold. Honecker on for the PAT. The snap is back. It's good. The kick is high. The kick is long, and the kick is good. 20-6, Howe in the lead here at Quinlan, Texas. 5:45 left to go before the half. Back in a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Howe has just scored and extended their lead 20-6 after a 57-yard touchdown by Mason Riggs in an offset I formation. Who is this Dale West guy tonight?
I don't know. I'm confused.
I want to say hi to the newest Howe Bulldog fan in Phoenix, Arizona, Mark Palacio. Hello,
Hi, Mark.
Hello in Arizona. Here's a pooch kick, going to be fair called for and caught at the 31-yard line. And that will have Quinlan setting up shop at their own 31 with 5:45 remaining before half.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew got a little tape on, and he's back in the ball game. You can't slow down a Griffin.
Well, that's good news because he is a major cog in this defense.
Yes, he is. Him and Tanner Hartsfield both.
In the Black Plague, he may be the plague. 1st and 10, right to left, Quinlan. Man in motion, and that's Birch getting the carry. He's met right at the line of scrimmage by Zach Daniels and Andrew Griffin.
We just talked about Andrew Griffin. Boy, he laid a wallop on him right there.
Boy, he took him to the woodshed.
He did. You know, he's a hard hitter. Him and Tanner both. Those boys can play ball now.
2nd down and 10 coming up. They'll say no gain as the clock winds at the 5:12 mark. Man in motion is Birch. And met in the backfield on the toss. That is Hartsfield who says no. He met the back. It was a toss to the fullback. And before the fullback could catch the ball, Hartsfield was right in his face.
You know, that Quinlan may not have been ready for the Howe Bulldogs.
I tell you what, that was
a fabulous play.
That was a fabulous blitz right there by Hartsfield.
Untouched. They never even knew he was there.
So 3rd and 16, and Quinlan taking their time here, trying to get out of this first half. Drops back 2 steps, wants to throw under pressure, now throws it out. It's going to be caught at the 31-yard line and brought down almost immediately by Blesseye. And that's going to be Dylan Norris on the reception. It'll be a gain of about 6, but still setting up a 4th and very, very long. 4th and 9, 4th and 8 for Quinlan. And now the punt team comes on. So Howe's going to have a chance to have another drive here. But let me tell you this. Howe has scored twice on one play. One play drives.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much time's on the clock, right?
Right.
4th and 8. This punt is going to go from right to left, and Andrew Griffin stands at about his 34-yard line. And actually, Beersmith wants to run for it, and he's going to be run out of bounds after a 3-yard gain. And Ty Harvey is responsible for running him out. So a turnover on downs and a very, very misfortunate play there for Quinlan, as you would think desperately they'd want to get the ball off there.
And in that situation, that's a bad spot. I mean, you don't run oh, no, that's not a good, that wasn't a good design.
1st and 10, left to right, handoff near side. That's going to be Akins, who cuts it up the middle, finds the lane to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, gets the block. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Brandon Wall made the block.
35 yards, and Akins had to go right to left, Tony Dorsett style, for the score.
And he had to pick up his quarterback and say, hey, make a block for me.
And Wall got a tremendous block. It was such a good block, I was waiting for the flag.
Right.
And I may still be waiting for the flag. 3:32 on the clock.
Wow.
30.
One play.
Hey, one play.
One play.
One play drive. And here's Honecker. And that is good. 27-6. Howe in the lead. 3:32 on the second quarter clock. We'll be back in just a moment.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you.
Oops. Welcome back, as Howe has scored again. Another one-play drive. You like those, Michael?
I like those. One play. That's what we want.
35 yards. Here's the kick, and it's going to be taken by Dylan Norris. Called for. Wow. Did he call for the fair catch and then try to run?
No, I don't think he called for the fair catch. Him and his own player run into each other.
Because you can't do that.
Maybe he did.
Well, they didn't call it, so the ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line.
Wow, that was an interesting play.
So there's 3:30 on the clock. Howe, another one-play drive. That one 35 yards. Cooper Akins, a tremendous run, zigzagging through the middle of the field. 3:30 on the clock here. Beersmith's going to be handed off, and a fumble on the play. It's going to be recovered by Andrew Griffin, but whistles.
Flag on the far side. Look like false start.
Oh, they are lucky.
They are right there.
Lucky.
Andrew almost picked that ball out of the air.
Boy, that's one where you would like to have an option to decline. Because Howe had the ball.
Yeah,
but a false start before the play got underway will take it back to the 19-yard line. And this is Beersmith, and he'll hand off right side. Rodriguez, he's got lots of room to the 20, 25, to the 30. Seabolt finally brings him down by the shoestring tackle at the 41-yard line. It wasn't a great form, but it did the job as Seabolt just kind of reached out for his shoestrings, and somehow Rodriguez lost his balance and fell down.
Yeah, it looked like he was headed to the house, and he made a good stop.
So 1st and 10, right to left at the 41-yard line for Quinlan. Man in motion is Rodriguez, and Beersmith wants to keep it over left tackle. He'll gain 5 to the 45-yard line. Blesseye
and J.P. Queen
are on the stop, and it'll be second down and about 6 coming up for Howe.
It looks like Austin Lee's checked in at nose guard.
You know, Josh Daniels always was telling Zach, hey, man, I used to play nose guard for the Howe Bulldogs. Well, now his son has done the same thing. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Second down and 6, and this will be a busted play as Bierschmitz ran into Rodriguez on the handoff. So met in the backfield, Andrew Griffin, helping still, and Blesseye. Man,
you know,
if you have a busted play, it's not going to last very long with the Black Plague.
It's not, and you know, they did a good job on covering that.
So third down and long coming up. We're at the 2-minute mark. And I'm pretty sure Quinlan would be satisfied if they could just run out the rest of this 1 minute and 53 seconds and get out of this first half.
Yeah, and go in and try to recoup.
And now a timeout has been called by Quinlan. So forget all that. Out the window with that theory. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Think back.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Now, last week, I said I might run out of ink. My pen was on its last leg.
Is it dying?
It's okay, but I'm wondering if we keep doing this, how long? I mean, we're talking about a lot of activity on this sheet so far in just the first half. 27-6, Howe in the lead.
As long as we keep these one-play drives, we're good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Third down and long. Bierschmitz under center. 3 men in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff on the near side. Birch gets the carry, brought down by Ross, but a first down has been acquired by the Quinlan Panthers across midfield to the 48-yard line in Howe territory.
Yeah, they just keep getting closer and closer with that gun. They're shooting them T-shirts at us here in a minute.
Yeah, you might want to explain that.
Right, they're shooting. Yeah,
T-shirts.
T-shirt gun. T-shirt gun.
First and 10. Bierschmitz quickly under center. 2 receivers right, and a handoff coming right side. And that is going to be met by Helpenstill after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, he was met hard there, too.
Helpenstill just lowered the boom after a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 coming up as clock's rolling. We're about the 1-minute mark. Bierschmitz trying to hurry everything up. Same play, handoff right side, and a little bit more room, but not much. A gain of 2. Tyler Grisham makes the tackle on that one as we're under a minute with 51 and rolling. Third down coming up. Third and about 8. Out of timeouts is Quinlan, and the Bulldogs apparently not ready to call a timeout here, satisfied with the results of the first half. Third and 7 coming up. Bierschmitz drops back 3 steps, looks across the middle, and for one of the few times tonight, it is not intercepted. It is caught for a first down at the 34-yard line.
Good contact by Ty Harvey.
Birch makes the catch and brought down by Harvey, first and 10 rather, at the 34-yard line. 25 seconds on the clock. Quinlan hurrying to the line of scrimmage, and Bierschmitz just kills the clock, spiking it to the ground. Now, let me tell you this. Have you seen the play that's going viral where the quarterback tries to spike the ball like that, and the nose guard dives and intercepts the ball before it hits the ground?
Yes, I have.
That was a cool play.
That was.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Is that a play that you practice?
I
Or
don't
is that
know.
just a play you pull out of your hat?
I don't know. Right here at second down and 10. 22.5 seconds left to go. Pumping right and thrown out of desperation because in Bierschmitz's face was Helpenstill, and now a late flag comes in right at Bierschmitz. It was maybe intentional grounding, but Helpenstiel and Grisham were right there applying loads of pressure, and he just heaved the ball, and you can't do that. That's intentional grounding, and that will make the ball come back. Right now there's 17.9 seconds on the clock.
You know, in this situation, do you just get out, go in at halftime and regroup? Or?
Boy, you would think. Right now, let's see.
I mean, they look gassed. I mean, they just.
The ball spotted at the 39. And it's 3rd and 16. And there's 17.9 seconds left. And Beersmith goes under center, drops back 5 steps. Under pressure, steps up in the pocket, heaves it deep down the right side of the field. Under pressure, Seabolt almost comes up with the interception at the goal line, but it falls incomplete a yard deep. And that brings up 4th and 16 with 10.8 seconds left to go in the half. Nice job of coverage by Seabolt.
It's good coverage, Seth. That's a good job.
So it'll be 4th and 16 now. And at this point, do you just kind of run around for a while?
If it was me, yes, I would just run around and say, okay, let's go in, regroup, and start over after halftime.
I mean, you could punt it if you have a really good punter with some great hang time. But they're not going to do that. 4th and 16. They're going to make one fire at the end zone, I have a feeling. 5-step drop and a shovel pass. Met immediately. Great play by Dylan Moreau, who was right there, stayed at home, played it perfectly, and made the stop in the backfield. Nice job by Moreau and a great way to end that drive with 5.7 seconds left before half, and Howe leading 27-6. Put an asterisk by the name of Moreau right there on that play. Great job.
So were the Quinlan Panthers ready for the Howe Bulldogs, or they just kind of take it easy and thinking, oh, we got this in the bag, we're bigger?
Well, I don't know. But Howe looks really good tonight.
Yes,
so
they
far.
do.
First and 10, left to right. Howe's going to what you would call a victory formation, but it is only the first half. So that is the end of the first half as they take a knee. And Howe will take a 27-6 lead into the locker room, and a great first half by your Howe Bulldogs. Back in a moment with more Bulldog action here on HoweEnterprise.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our 3rd generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back as the Howe Band is about to be on the field. They're actually marching on the field, about to perform. And we think it is homecoming here at Quinlan. And I guess when you're a 4A Division I, you figure, hey, there's a 3A Division I team on the schedule. Let's have them as our homecoming. Maybe not so much if they're the Howe Bulldogs.
Right.
So here's the Howe Band on the field, and we will let you hear the does the band look a little, is there as many kids as normal?
Yeah, I think they're about I think they're about the same.
Okay.
We're just higher up.
Maybe that's what it is.
And we're outside. So.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Well, Kaylee Dwyer, the homecoming queen and cheerleader and band director, will now start their performance here for the Pride of Howe marching band, and we'll let you listen to that. They're asking her if she's ready, and she says, yes, indeed, we are, and here they are.
Introducing the 2016-2017 Howe High School varsity cheerleaders. Our captain, Aaron Ansley. Co-captain, Allie Morgan. Lieutenant, Kaylee Dwyer. We also have Gianna Henry. Siebold. Lydia Hagan. Taylor Hartsfield. Natalie Honore. Michaela Doty. Riley Potter. And Madison Kerr. Our manager is Hannah Brown, and our coach is Pam Kirby.
That is the Howe Bulldog cheerleaders being introduced there. Let's recap this first half real quick for you. It has wow. What I really want is to turn that down. What I really, really want.
Really want.
So, Quinlan started with the football at their own 48-yard line and started fairly quickly as Bierschmidt hit Birch for a 39-yard touchdown. And that put, they missed the extra point. That gave Quinlan the early 6-0 lead with 10:28 left to go in the first quarter before Howe even touched the ball. However, Howe took the ball at their own 37, and they quickly marched down the field on a patented Howe Bulldog slot T drive, and it was capped off by a 4-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham. It took 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock and gave Howe a 7-6 lead after the Honaker PAT and left 7:44 on the first quarter clock. Quinlan then took the ball at their own 21, and this is where the game changed a little bit. Howe made Quinlan punt with 6:01 on the clock, and that gave the ball back to Howe in great shape at the Quinlan 29-yard line. One play and 29 yards. It was a touchdown pass. Touchdown pass. Now, we talked about Howe throwing for 300 yards in 2.5 years. Well, 29 of it came on, or 29 more came on that one play. It was from Brandon Wall to Ty Harvey, and it was a 29-yard strike, 13-6. Howe led. Tried to go for 2, but it was unsuccessful, and that left 5 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock with a 13-6 lead. Quinlan got the ball at the 30-yard line with 5:52 on the clock and threw an interception to Ty Harvey, who had a great first quarter. That gave Howe the ball at their own 38, ended up punting. Quinlan punted again. Howe punted again. Quinlan took the ball at their own 26 with 7:56 left to go in the second quarter. And another interception was thrown. This one was by the second interception of the night. Was Siebold.
Siebold, yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to remember, and I just knew you had it at the tip of your tongue. But
I was thinking.
So Siebold had the second interception of the night. That one in the second quarter gave Howe the ball at their own 43-yard line with 5:59 left to go. And guess what? A one-play drive, 57-yard touchdown in an offset I formation. Mason Riggs got the toss, and he was shot out of a cannon on the left side for 57 yards. It took 13 seconds off the clock and gave Howe a 20-6 lead with 5:46 remaining before the half. Quinlan got the ball moments later, and they tried to kill the clock, tried desperately to just run the clock out and chew up the rest of the time, but couldn't do it. Lined up in punt formation, tried to run for it. Not a wise decision. Turned the ball over on downs. Howe took it at the Quinlan 35-yard line. And was it one play?
One play.
One play, 35 yards. Cooper Aikens scored on a Tony Dorsett zigzag through the middle.
With a tremendous block by his quarterback.
And a 27-6 lead after the Honaker kick. 3:22 was left on the clock before the half. And Quinlan got it and turned it over on downs again, thanks to Dylan Morrow, who made a tremendous open field tackle on a shovel pass up the middle. He stayed at home, did his job, and that gave Howe the ball with 5.77 seconds remaining in the first half. They took a knee, and here we are at the half. And the cheerleaders of Quinlan are doing their thing. And is it homecoming?
I don't know.
I don't see any other festivities going on. I don't see any homecoming queen or anything like that. So
we a bunch of little kids in white shirts now.
We may be mistaken on the homecoming activities, but we are not mistaken about missing Michelle Carney tonight.
Right.
As she is missing her first game in about 10 years, being on the field taking pictures of her, your, and our Howe Bulldogs.
Hey, Michelle, Stephen Bratwell, I don't know where he went.
He disappeared.
He's zooming in with his iPhone, so he's getting them action shots.
I don't know that would work out near as well.
Well, I'm not real sure how zoomed in he is from up here, but, I don't know. They might look like ants. I don't know. He's trying, though.
We're going to take a quick time out. We'll come back with more of the halftime show here on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Well, the marching band for Quinlan is taking the field, and they are spread out very wide. If they don't have a big band, they look like they have a big band.
Yeah, they do.
They are stretched out from the 22-yard line to the other 22-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep at least in columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows of 6.
And that's not counting what's standing here on the sideline.
Hashtag math.
Right. I hate doing it. I'm from Anna.
Is that 72 band members approximately?
Yeah, approximately.
Approximately. So they're introducing the band director and the drum major and all of that stuff, and they're about ready to perform. We will also let you listen to them. For one, it's really good entertainment, and two, it gives us a pretty good break.
Right. I just think you don't want to
really
talk
need.
to me anymore. Make me feel bad.
Well, I just think, I need a break, dude.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick time out, but we're not leaving. We'll let you listen to the Quinlan Panther Marching Band. In a moment.
Maybe.
On HoweEnterprise.com.
And 95.5. If you're at the stadium.
If you're at the stadium, you can listen to 95.5. Now, it will be on 99.9 at home. Here we go. Quill Team and the Panthers marching band.
Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
What is Cabinet Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms?
Heck no!
We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CabineterHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, I'm not even kidding about a huge halftime lead, 27-6, Howe over Quinlan. And it looks like a victory line is taking place for the Quinlan Panthers as they're expected to come back on the field shortly. They're not out there already, are they?
No, I haven't seen them come out.
Well, the Howe Bulldogs are doing their stretching down in the northern part of the end zone with lightning flashing over their shoulders far east.
Yes, it
far
is.
northeast over the Paris area, from what we understand. But we can see the flickering in the clouds from far, far away. It doesn't affect this area. No reason for a lightning delay here. But the lightning that has taken place has been on the scoreboard and has been by one-play drives by the Howe Bulldogs.
And passing.
Yeah, it was Brandon Wall who hit Ty Harvey for a 29-yard touchdown strike for that one-yard play drive. It was a 57-yard touchdown by Mason Riggs for that one-play drive. And later, on the next possession, a 35-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins for that one-play drive. And here we sit at halftime, prepared momentarily for the Quinlan Panthers to come back out on the field and the Howe Bulldogs to get done with stretching. And let's get this thing going, Michael. You said we wanted to talk, so here we go.
Well, we're here. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about everything. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. No, this has been a good ball game tonight. Howe come out on fire. I think unfortunately for Quinlan, they didn't worry too much.
Well, that may be it. But like we talked about in the pregame, hey, Howe is 17-5 going back to October of 2014. And the 5 teams that have beaten Howe, number 1 ranked Gunner, number 1 ranked Pottsboro, Wascom, a loss in the playoffs last night, and then that overtime loss to Leonard. Those are the 5 losses that Howe's had in the past 22 games. So, in other words, Howe shouldn't be sneaking up on anyone.
Right.
If you're going to beat Howe, you better bring a lot to the table, in other words.
Right. And these Quinlan, these boys look gassed. these Quinlan players look like they have just they've played 4 quarters of football before halftime.
Well, and we would love to say, that is the philosophy of the Bulldogs, to ground and pound, wear out defenses. Even Brandon Wall said that in the senior spotlight.
Right.
Wear them down. But I don't know if you can say that tonight because Howe's had one-play drives. 3 one-play drives, and if anybody's wearing themselves out, it's them.
But you look across there, and the Bulldogs are on fire, and the Panthers are just like, let's just get out of this, man. I'm done. I'm tired.
Maybe the story, as the homecoming of Dale West and the slot T back to Quinlan, where it all started in the 1980s, it was not the slot T that scored on Mason Riggs, because he scored on an offset eye.
Right.
And it was not the slot T that scored on the touchdown pass to Ty Harvey, because that was a pass.
Right.
And Dale West can't even say the word pass. He stutters with p-p-p-p-p-p. And then we'll give you the last one, the Cooper Akins 35-yard touchdown. That was classic slot T, had it all over it.
Right.
But the other two, surprisingly, and then of course the Tyler Grisham 4-yard touchdown. So two were and 2 weren't in the first half. And the
Panthers are back on the field.
Quinlan Ford Panthers. Do they call them Quinlan Ford anymore? Does anybody call them Quinlan Ford anymore, or is it just Quinlan? I know back in the old days we called them Quinlan Ford.
Right.
And you see a lot of people these days just call them Quinlan Panthers, and it's even written over there.
Right.
It's hard for me to shake because we've always known them as Quinlan Ford. Coach Elvington says, yes, it's Quinlan Ford.
They just look wore out.
They're walking back on the field. That's another pet peeve. We're walking.
Right.
And it's a look of frustration when you walk.
Right, and and then they're just dragging out. They just keep dragging out.
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency. We're talking about the Quinlan Panthers coming back on the field. There's a sense of urgency.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are back.
The far sideline, running through the Bulldog tunnel. And like I said, a nice crowd making it all the way over through Greenville over here to Quinlan, which is about 15 miles south of Greenville. And a nice crowd. You can hear the band. And now you hear the near side crowd as the jogging Quinlan Panthers, with really no sense of urgency and a very lethargic look to them, come out through their victory line.
I don't know, Monty. They just look.
I'll tell you what, I would feel a personal responsibility if that many people lined up on the field, the band and children especially. I would have a sense of, hey, let's run out there and show some emotion.
Right.
Even if you're just acting. Come on.
Right. And there's a lot of children out there. There's 25, 30 younger
30 kids. Yeah.
And believe it or not, even in high school sports,
hey,
you make an impression.
Hey, all those kids are watching you.
Right. Yeah, you're
they
making an
all
impression.
Are being formed. There's no question.
And if they see quit, they say it's okay to just quit, and that's not. You don't want that.
Well, this game is only halfway over. Let's not throw the. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. As I know I have a tendency to do at times, with a 27-6 lead as we are entering the third quarter. And let me update our scoreboard here on the website, as we are not in halftime anymore. We are getting ready to kick this thing off and start the third quarter, and Howe will get the football first after Quinlan won the toss and elected to receive in the first quarter. And here's the kick. It's going to be a high pooch kick, going to be taken by Jaden Matthews at the 27-yard line. Coming up the near hash, shakes out of a defender at the 40, up to the 45, and brought down, crossing midfield to the 49-yard line.
Logan Lindsay in for the Panthers.
So Matthews has the Bulldogs starting in great shape on the Quinlan side of the field at the 49.
Yeah, That is a good spot.
11:51 as we're just underway, awaiting the first play of the second half. Chase Harvey grabs the football, ready to snap it to Brandon Wall. Sends Mason Riggs in motion. He gets the toss left side, looking for a block from Matthews. Has the outside corner and just drops the football.
It just slid right. Yeah.
He had at least 8 yards, maybe 9 yards, maybe a first down, but you got to hold on to the football.
Yeah, and you can just, from here, from our vantage point, you could just see Coach West look at him like, what?
So instead of 8 or 9 yards, you got one.
Right.
One, because he dropped the ball and then had to go back and fall on it. So a 1 yard gain, 2nd down and 9 coming up. Wall under center, handoff right side Matthews, finds the 45, hit by Norris, but falls forward, spins out of that, and it's going to be close to a first down. They will move the sticks at the 39-yard line. Norris on the stop. 11:35 and rolling here in the third, just underway. A first down for Howe, and it's 1st and 10 at the 39.
Darian Rodriguez checked into the game for the Panthers.
So already Howe on the move here. Wall under center. And he's going to keep it right side. Brought down in the backfield. A nice play there by Matthew Bryant. 6'2", 245-pound junior right defensive tackle. And he was right there on Brandon Wall as soon as he turned around and tried to run that trap play.
That looks like Jonathan Dotson's checking out.
2nd down and 11. Wall under center. Movement up front, but no flags. And Matthews will gain about 5 up to the 36-yard line.
Matthew Bryant and Joey Paddock in on the stop for the Panthers.
So a 3rd and long 5 coming up for Howe. We are in Riverboat Gambler territory, without a question, unless there's some kind of flag or something like that. Fumble.
Peyton Reagan checked into the game for the Bulldogs.
10-17 in the third. Reagan split out wide right. Wall under center. Handoff right side. Matthews spins out of a tackle to the 30-yard line. Close to a first down, but a yard short, and here comes the Riverboat Gambler.
Matthew
No
Bryant.
question here. We've seen it long enough. There's no question that this will be Coach Hudson will go for it here on 4th and probably less than 1 as Landry Elvington brings the play in. Harvey breaks the huddle. Wall follows him. Here's everybody else. Wall, handoff. Tyler Grisham, left side. First down and more. To the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Yeah, Dylan Norris giving chase, just couldn't keep up.
30 yards. A first down and a touchdown with 9:35 left to go in the third quarter, rather.
Dylan Norris was giving chase. He just couldn't catch him. Tyler did a great job. Honeker's kicks up and good.
And it is 34-6. Howe in the lead with 9:30. No wonder they were dragging. 9:35 left to go in the third. Back in a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Here's the kickoff by Honecker. Going to be taken by Norris. up the midfield stripe, breaking out of a tackle inside Howe territory to the 49-yard line.
Dylan Moreau brought him down.
So Quinlan will set up shop at the Howe 49, just as Howe set up shop at the Quinlan 49. Hopefully a different outcome if you're a Bulldog fan. There is 9:28 left here in the third quarter. Howe now has upped their lead 34-6. Now Quinlan scored the very first points of the game. 6-0 they led at one point. 34 unanswered points, and here's a toss. Left side brought down almost immediately right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be Norris on the carry.
J.P. Queen and Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
And he is done. Tosses the ball to the ref, tucks his head, and walks back to the huddle. I'm not sure Norris wants any more.
You know, they just look gashed.
Second down and 10 coming up. 9-minute mark.
And it's not just real hot out here. I mean, it's not comfortable, but it's not just overly warm.
Unbalanced to the left side. This is going to be Bierschmitz trying to run it. Is going to be tackled immediately. A nice form tackle by Queen, who stood him up and waited for everybody else to get there.
And everybody else was Harvey, Blesseye, Seth Sebo, Cooper Akins.
3rd and 6 coming up. 8:26 on the clock. Moving right to left is Quinlan. Bierschmitz looks to the side, wants to get the play call, now does. Looks at his wrist, which has the play sheet on it. Tells everybody else what the play is. They break the huddle, run to the line of scrimmage. Bierschmitz goes under center. A slot on either side, a slot T look. This is going to be a toss. Near side, Rodriguez has it, and he'll cross the 40 near a first down. It's going to be close, but I think short of the first down, which will bring up a 4th and very, very close.
J.P. Queen, Zach Daniels, Ty Harvey in on the stop.
So 4th and 1.
Looks like Harvey checked out.
You know, don't forget back in the first quarter, Hartsfield made a tremendously important play to stop a drive. And then Moreau made a miraculous play on a shovel pass.
Yes, he did.
And here we are, 4th down and 1. Bierschmitz under center. Everybody tight, toss left side. Rodriguez slips through, and he's going to be brought down by Hartsfield, very close to the first down. We'll have a look by Stephen Braswell to see if he's got a good look at this one, because I think from here it looks like he might maybe have it.
Yeah, first down, they give it to him.
So a first down there for Quinlan as we're about the 7-minute mark. 34-6, Howe in the lead here in the third quarter. Quinlan now taking their time a little bit. Not really a sense of urgency. Trailing by that many. There's a handoff near side. Norris, he's got the 30 and a shoestring tackle by Seabolt at about the 28-yard line.
Zach Daniels is taking that nose guard position, and he's working on that guy at center. They were back here at the 50, still going at it.
Good to see that kid getting some time there. That's a good kid.
You know, if you want to push your nose guard back, just latch onto him and keep going.
Ball at the 32-yard line in Howe territory. Handoff Norris again. Left tackle banged down at the 25-yard line. Gain of maybe 1.
Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
And he's coming off the field. He made the pop, and he's coming off.
Dylan Moreau and
Austin Lee. As Zach Daniels checks out. Hopefully it's nothing too bad for Hartsfield there. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 6 o'clock on the scoreboard. Man in motion, Rodriguez, but Bierschmitz is going to keep it right side. He's got some room. Look out to the 15. Checks down by Ross. Can't tackle him. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Quinlan. Ross tried to grab him. Took a bit of a poor angle there, and Bierschmitz was able to cut on him. And he is in for the score.
So they look like they're going to kick the field goal.
So a 22-yard touchdown. Was that right?
Yes.
And the PAT is up high enough, long enough, good enough. So now Quinlan back on the scoreboard for the first time since their first drive. Trail Howe 34-13 with 5:46 left to go here in the third. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Welcome back. 5:46 left to go in the third. This is going to be a kick and a fair catch called for by Harvey at the 32-yard line, and Howe will take over there on their own side of the field. And no time ran off the clock there on that kick. So we'll start with 5:46, 34-13. Howe in the lead here in the third quarter, and it's been all Howe. And the Bulldogs will be moving left to right. Landry Elvington bringing the play in on 1st and 10. And now he's told by Dale West, hey, come back. Got something else for you. Maybe it's an offset eye.
Right.
Maybe it's shotgun.
Well, that would be interesting. We would have to talk to Coach West about that one.
Everybody tight. Movement up front. I believe Howe's going to be guilty of movement. It looks like the right, maybe Clay Marshall might have moved.
Coach West called Landry back and said, hey, come here, I want to talk to you again.
Well, I'm not sure what the call was. It's 2nd down and 10, and they come right back. So not sure. Here's a handoff. Cooper Akins left side. And he gets a good block from the outside. He gets a great block from Elvington on that far side, and he's going to gain about 8 yards at the 41-yard line.
Dylan Norris, Jonathan Dotson in on the stop.
So the ball spotted at the 41, 3rd, and scoreboard says 1. It's 1.5 at least, maybe 2. Now they change it to 2. As the Bulldogs break the huddle here. Coming to the line of scrimmage, Wall under center, handoff left side. Grisham thought for a moment had the first down. He still might, but if he needed 2, he got 2 and 2 inches. Like Chuck Willery, 2 and 2. And he did get it. First down, Howe. Moving the sticks with 4:45 left to go here in the third.
Looks like Darian Rodriguez checked in for Dylan Ford.
Wall under center. Handoff right side. Matthews met at the line of scrimmage. He fights forward, still keeps his feet going. It is really tough to bring Jaden Matthews down. It's not going to take an arm tackle to bring that young man down. And he was popped at the line of scrimmage, spun out, somehow got 5 yards out of that.
Yeah, Jacob Dotson made the initial contact, popped him pretty hard. And Darian Rodriguez come in and made the stop.
You know, it's a throwback. You love to see those runners like that who just have a will. And Jaden Matthews has that will. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Wall's going to hand off Tyler Grisham left side, gets another good block by Elvington right about the first down marker, and Grisham will cross it into Quinlan territory at the 47-yard line, and another first down for Howe. And this is the Bulldog offense that you normally see.
Right.
Taking basically the entire third quarter clock off and just wearing out the Quinlan defense.
Yeah, they. This is, what we're known for is just, slow grind down the field, and they're doing a great job tonight.
First and 10 for Howe. 3:18, and no sense of urgency for Howe, and no need to. Just run the clock here. First and 10. Wall's going to keep it around the right side. Cuts it up and is brought down hard after a 3-yard gain to the 44-yard line. So Norris is one of them who made the tackle. And
Justin Fulbright.
So second down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, the Bulldogs look they look good. Peyton Reagan's checking into the game.
Statements aren't made during the pre-district schedule, but this is a pretty good statement tonight.
Yes, it is.
Second down and 7. Wall. Akins, left side, skips and hops. Gain of 2.
I think he was tripped up by Isaac Henson.
So a third down and 5. And this is the kind of game where if you get to a fourth down here, you might see Honaker. Possibly.
Landry Elvis checked in.
Third and 5. Wall, handoff Grisham, left side. Not going to need Honaker right now. First down inside to the 30-yard line, just right over left tackle. And Tyler Grisham just runs hard and is not going to be denied of the first down. And the ball will be spotted at the 29-yard line, so moving the sticks.
Dylan Norris and Joey Paddock made the stop.
Not only moving the sticks, but moving that clock.
Yeah, time's just, they're just wearing them down.
12 minutes goes by fast when you don't stop the clock. Here's going to be Wall on the keeper on the right side. Look out. 25, 10, 5. Touchdown Wall. It is touchdown time in Texas. That one was a 29-yarder. Another 29-yard touchdown. We talked to Wall, asked him if he was the fastest kid on the team. He said, I don't know. And I said, I guess we'll find out when you break it around the edge one day. And that one day happened to be tonight.
That's right.
Wall on a 29-yard touchdown keeper.
Now he's going to come back next week and ask you if you timed it.
Honaker's PAT is good. Howe leads 41-13. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Back in 1998, Howe scored 42 on Quinlan. And in 1969, Howe scored 42 on Quinlan. And in 2016, Howe has scored 41 on Quinlan. I need to update that scoreboard, don't I?
Yeah. Hey, Monty, update the scoreboard.
Thank you. A minute 28 left to go in the third. Howe leads 41-13. Honaker is going to bang this one away. It'll land at about the 4-yard line. Going to be picked up by Norris coming up the middle of the field. Now the near hash brought down at the 22-yard line by Cameron Blesside.
I'm not real sure if they thought maybe it was going to the end zone or why they kind of stood there and let it bounce around.
Stood there and let it bounce.
Yeah, I guess that just shows how tired they really are.
So a minute 24 is where Quinlan will start. Left in the third at their own. Oh, I said 22. I was wrong. That's the 17-yard line. Got my yard markers mixed up. So that drive for Howe took 4 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock, and that's what Howe wants to do. This will be the quarterback keeper, Beerschmidt's around the right side, met hard and driven back. And finally, it is
Brennan Ross and Seth Seabolt.
And Daniels was in there too, I believe.
That, it's hard to keep up sometimes. They just, Bulldogs go to that ball no matter what.
Swarm to the football. Under a minute left in the third. Quinlan taking their time. Now break the huddle. 45 seconds. Beerschmidt's man in motion, tossed to that guy. That's Birch. He's fast, right side. Got some room to the 30, brought down by Brennan Ross at the 34-yard line. A first down for Quinlan. And we've got a helmet that's off by an offensive lineman. That's going to be the center, Frank Chavez. His helmet came off. He's 5'10", 235, and a junior, so a new center will have to check into the game here on this play.
Yeah, it looked like Kelby Green checked in.
And if I'm Quinlan, I'm probably letting the time go off. You got a new center. Let's try to get out of here. I guess maybe they'll have to snap it. 8 seconds, and here's a toss. Left side, Birch falls down at the line of scrimmage. Blesseye was right there as he fell down, forcing him inside, and that is the end of the third quarter. Howe, your Bulldogs lead 41-13 as we head into Bulldog quarter. Back in a moment on more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
If you've been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Welcome back as we take a quick timeout. The Bulldogs and Panthers still talking about it. Hey, don't forget, October the 8th, we're going to have a community pep rally. The Chamber of Commerce is putting this on, and we'll invite all the fall sports. It's a parade / pep rally.
That'll be good.
So
downtown
Howe. So we'll make official word out of that here shortly, but be prepared. That is a hashtag Beat VA official pep rally.
That'll be good.
Hashtag Beat VA. All right. Beerschmidt throws out right side. Birch caught it. Spins out of a tackle of Harvey and gets the first down before Andrew Griffin and
Tanner
Hartsfield finally bring him down just shy of the midfield at the 49-yard line.
Quick score here, update. Gunner 20, Pilot Point 15.
Woo!
Fourth quarter.
That's a pretty good game there.
That is a pretty good game. Better than I thought it would be.
Moving left to right now. Quinlan at their own 49-yard line. Beerschmidt looks left, wants to throw that way. Under pressure and met, brought down in the backfield. Guess who?
Andrew Griffin.
Griffin brings him down for a big loss of about 4, 5, 6. Back to the 43-yard line.
That was a delay on looked like a delayed rush on Andrew's part.
Well, now I need to update the quarter. I'm always updating something on this scoreboard.
Always update. Hey,
I need like an automatic updator.
Hey, Monty, change the scoreboard.
Thank you. So here's Beerschmidt throwing it out. Birch, same play. This time he dropped it. And Harvey was
had a bead on him.
Yeah, Harvey was in coverage. They're waiting on him to catch that ball. And we've seen what Harvey can do a few weeks back when he laid a pop on the near sideline at Bulldog Stadium.
Harvey, he's come on there pretty good.
3rd and 15, not just a basketball player.
No,
He
sir.
can play some football. Dropping back 5 steps. Beersmith's under pressure by Zach Daniels. Escapes, now throws it deep down the field, right side for Birch. And Brennan Ross had actually a step and was in position, but that ball was overthrown everybody. And Ross has got cramps now. He was on a dead sprint, had outrun Birch, but Ross has cramps in the calves, and he's trying to stretch them out.
Right. A quick update while they're working on that cramp. Heritage High School, which I assume is Frisco, possibly, and Denison are 53-50 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Boy, Lynn Burkhead may have already passed out. He may checked into a Frisco hospital already.
North Lamar is 21, Pottsboro 31, 10:42 left in the fourth
Well, that's
quarter.
the debut of the quarterback over there.
Yeah.
Gibson?
Yeah. Van Alstyne on top.
Watson.
Van Alstyne on top of Community 34-14. Callisburg 41, Tom Bean 0.
Ross is up now and walking off to the sideline. And Mason Riggs comes in to play his position. So you would probably think it's 4th and 16. And it appears they're going to punt. Beerschmitz is the quarterback and punter, and he is standing back at his own 32-yard line in punt formation. Griffin and a little movement up front as the wideout moved a little bit too quickly before this one could get underway. Dylan Jackman was split out wide right, and before the snap, he moved his arms like he was ready to go, and you can't do that. So instead of 4th and 16, it'll now be 4th and 21. And Beerschmitz will stand back and try to punt this one away again. Again, Andrew Griffin will move up now and punt return to the 30-yard line. And we're going to do this again. Man in motion. Beerschmitz runs and now kicks it. It's going to bounce at the 31-yard line and take another bounce to the west and go out of bounds at the 32. So Howe will take over there with 10:29 left to go in the game, leading 41-13.
That Quinlan defense been on the field quite a bit tonight. Even on them one play drives, they just turn around and get the ball back and then come back out. The defense is on the field again.
It's been an interesting night.
It has been.
You know, at first thought, when Quinlan scored, it was 6-0. You thought, oh, here we go. 1st and 10, Howe moving right to left here in the fourth quarter. Handoff near side. Mason Riggs looking for a block, gets one from Matthews, but everything jumbles up around that area, and he's only going to gain about 2 or 3 yards up to the 35-yard line.
Jacob Dotson and Linus Beerschmidt made the stop.
Okay, I've got a story about the coaches show yesterday. We filmed the coaches show with Zach Hudson, and we're sitting there, and it's early in the morning, and there's like a million gnats, a million of them.
Yeah.
And they're just destroying him. They're going up his nose, they're going in his ears, and he never moves a muscle. As a flag has been thrown before, this play can get underway. It's 2nd down and 7. We'll check. It's going to be against Howe. So Hudson never moves. Never even moves. And I'm over here just swatting away like crazy, you know. Of course, I'm not on camera, but he's just sitting there taking it. And they're all over him. I mean, if it was 18, you could see they were all over his face. And when we went to a timeout, went to a little commercial break, you should have seen him karate chopping everywhere.
They liked him yesterday.
Gnats are thick this time of year.
They are.
2nd down and 12 as Wall is going to roll out right side, wants to throw on the run for Harvey, goes up for it and comes down with it at the 45-yard line. Harvey, another great catch. Wall to Harvey is becoming one of those phrases that you just throw out there.
Right.
Wall to Harvey.
You know, Harvey's he's so tall. He's a great basketball player.
6'5".
But man, he just went up, picked that out of the air like, hey, I've done this all my life.
That was kind of a jump ball, and he won. First down and 10, 8:45 on the clock. Wall, handoff, left side, Matthews. 2, 3, 4 yards. 3 yards. Rodriguez on the stop.
Rodriguez and Joey Paddock.
So the ball rests at the 42-yard line. A short gain there. Now we'll have it second down and 7-ish. With 8:24 and rolling here left in the game. But, you know, those things for film-wise are just so important. You know, when you can complete a pass like that,
right.
It is now caught, thanks to Coach Elvington over there, it's caught on camera, and the opposing teams have to see that. Here is Riggs, who makes a move at the 40, brought down at the 38-yard line. But when you make those completions and passes like that, now it's on film. Now you just can't load the box the entire time because the threat is there.
Right. Matthew Riley made the stop for the Panthers.
3rd and 2 coming up. 3rd and 3 after that run by Mason Riggs. And
you know what you do. Gives them something else to look at.
Well, you know, the threat is there. You just have to have a threat. You don't have to do it. You just have to have a threat. Here's Riggs running around the right side. Jumps over a defender on his way to a first down run at the 32-yard line. Another first down for Howe. They're just trying to kill this clock, and Quinlan doesn't want much to do with anything here.
Joey Paddock and Blaine Birch made the stop. Cade Courtney checked in for Jaden Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews checks out. We're at the 6-minute, 57-second mark.
Peyton Reagan checked in.
Lots of new faces into the game for the Bulldogs. Wall still under center. He will hand off right side. That's going to be Courtney over right tackle. He'll gain maybe 4 yards to the 29-yard line. Overby now checking into the game.
Matthew Riley made the stop.
And Clay Marshall will take the rest of the night off as he goes to the sideline. Matt Griffin now goes to the sideline.
Zach Daniels checked in. Cooper Akins checked in.
And Mason Riggs will check out. Courtney and Dylan Moreau in the backfield. Handoff. Courtney, right side. About 3 yards. 3rd down coming up at the 25-yard line.
Matthew Riley in on the stop.
Again, we're at the 6-minute mark, and Howe's doing what Howe does, and that's chew the clock and chew the field and get out of here with a big win.
You know, you got, Cade Courtney there. That's, 6-7 yards right there. Just in, back up running the ball.
With a backup offensive line.
Right. So, the Bulldogs are the real deal, folks.
And off left side. That is Moreau inside the 20. Going to be another first down at the 5.5-minute mark.
Matthew Bryant and Joey Paddock for the Panthers. Michael Heimel checked in to the game.
1st and 10, right to left. Howe.
Matthew Mariano as well.
Love to see the offense with Overby and those guys push it into the end zone here. It's going to be Wall, handoff, right side. Is that Courtney again?
That's Cade Courtney. Another 3 yards, 4 yards right there.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line.
4 yards. I'm going to have to flip pages here.
This is good for me to update my depth chart.
Louis Gainez and Hunter Carter in on the stop for the Panthers.
Now Connor Jackson will check out, and he's being replaced by Landry Elvington at left guard. I assume that's Landry Elvington, number 64.
Harvey checked back into the game.
We get a nod from his dad. That's him. 2nd down and 6 coming up. 4:17 on the clock. Handoff left side. And Moreau for maybe 1 or 2 to the 15-yard line. Ty Harvey checks out.
Matthew Riley in on the stop for the Panthers.
Zach Daniels into the game as a tight end. And now, is that Harvey coming back in?
No, that's
and here is Wall, man in motion, Cooper Akins, and this is going to be a handoff, first man through. I believe that's, is that Courtney again, right side?
It was Courtney again.
So is this Honaker and the PAT team, or the field goal team?
Yes. Hunter Carter made the stop for the Panthers.
So 30, or is it?
It's on the 15.
Well, Matthews is back in. It's 4th and 5. Matthews and Grisham are back in, maybe to try to get the first down. 3:09 on the clock. May let it go all the way down and call a timeout. We'll see what happens here. Timeout's been called. That's exactly what happened. And a 4th and 5 is coming up. We'll take a timeout and be back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Tired of paying for channels you don't watch? Cabinet Home Theater and Dish got you covered. The new Flex Pack lets you customize your own package. For $39.99 per month, the Flex Pack includes 50 popular channels plus an additional channel pack of your choice. You can choose from locals, news, kids, and sports. Give us a call, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com. You can get the Hopper 3 DVR for only $10 a month more. Give us a call.
41-13 with 3:01 left to go in the game. Howe all over Quinlan tonight. Almost from the get-go. It was Quinlan actually who scored first and missed the PAT. They led 6-0 with 10:28 left to go in the first quarter, but since then it's been all Howe all night.
Yeah, it's been a great ball game. Honaker on the kick.
So we're looking at a 32-yard field goal for Honaker on the right hash. Ross, I appear to hold. Ross will hold. The kick is very long. It's very high, and the kick is very good. 32-yard field goal for Bryce Honaker, the junior kicker, and that adds to the lead, 44-13 with 2:57 left to go in the game. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
Honaker, a 32-yard field goal, which probably would have been good from 42.
Yeah, that was a good kick.
44-13, Howe in the lead, and he will kick off here from the 40. A low line drive kick going to be taken at the 5-yard line. Coming near side on the near hash is Norris, and he's knocked down by Cade Courtney. And we have an injured Bulldog down at the 31-yard line. Getting up very slow, and now making his way up, and that's Blesseye. And he'll now trot off the field. We are 2 minutes and 49 seconds away from victory here for the Howe Bulldogs. This is officially the most points Howe has ever scored on Quinlan. Back in 1969 and 1998, Howe scored 42 on the Panthers in each of those years, but now 44 here in 2016. It'll be 1st and 10 for Quinlan, left to right. They'll send 2 receivers near side, 1 up top. Beerschmitz wants to throw left side, and it's in and out of the hands. Actually, just barely got his left hand on it, was his intended receiver, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Edgar outgoer.
They do not stop the clock with the incomplete pass. They're just going to let the clock roll here. So we're at a 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, that's interesting.
2nd down and 10. Dropping back, Beerschmitz fakes, pumps, throws, middle of the field. It's going to be caught for a 1st down at the 41-yard line, and that's Fulbright on the reception.
Clock's still running, 150.
I told you they just wanted to get out of here.
They just go home.
Get out of here. 1st and 10. Beerschmitz up to the line of scrimmage. A little confusion, and now a timeout's been called by Quinlan. That's apparently not what they wanted to do, but there was some confusion with the quarterback and the running back, so they call timeout. They want to talk about it. We'll keep it right here as there's a 1st and 10 coming up. Again, back in 1968, Howe beat Quinlan at Bulldog Stadium 22-6. Howe won here 42-16 in '69. Won at Bulldog Stadium 42-6 in 1998, and lost here to Quinlan 29-21 back in 1999. So Howe will be 2-1 officially here at Quinlan at Herbert Lytle Memorial Stadium.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. I try to say Beerschmidt all night.
Right. That is a difficult name. But I was proud. We have not messed it up.
We?
Yeah, well, okay, me.
Here's Beerschmidt being tackled from behind in the backfield by Andrew Griffin.
You know, I don't know what to say about Griffin. You know,
he's all Griffin.
His mother said, somebody told them, man, one of those broadcast guys sure thinks an awful lot of Andrew Griffin. So, Andrew Griffin's just Andrew Griffin. I mean,
he's all Griffin.
He is a fantastic ball player.
2nd down and 15 coming up. Clock now under a minute.
He's all go all the time.
2 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. And Beerschmitz looks left, wants to throw under pressure now. Throws it, heaves it down the right side. It's going to be in and out and a flag down. It was incomplete, but Ross was in coverage with cramps as he gets up, lays on the ground, and pulls his toes towards his body as he's still fighting with cramps a little bit. They will call a penalty on Ross there. Clock stops momentarily at 38 seconds. 3rd and 15 coming up. And we are just about done with this one.
Yeah, this is, and it's been a long one with the delay and everything. We're about 30 minutes. And then what we normally are, we're usually done, 9:30, 9:45.
So they're moving the sticks. It'll be a 1st down with the ball spotted with the nose touching the 50. 35 seconds on the clock and rolling. This will be a handoff, near side, Birch, 45, 40, looking for a block, gets one to the 30, brought down by Harvey, the Harvey Wallbanger at the 25-yard line.
Tonight has been a Harvey night.
22 seconds on the clock.
Tonight, Harvey's earned what he got tonight.
Hey, I got to give props to my mom for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Harvey Wallbanger.
Yeah.
21 seconds left to go in the game, and a timeout's been called. We'll keep it right here.
I bet your mom and dad's listening, too.
Yeah.
She's going, oh, my gosh, Monty Walker, I can't believe you said that. Didn't she? Uh-huh.
I don't even know if I can say Harvey Wallbanger on the air for a high school football game.
Well,
I don't even know if that's legal.
Evidently, you have said it 3 times now, so it's okay. I won't tell nobody.
There's some things you just can't do regulatory-wise.
I'm sorry, Miss Walker. He's out of control tonight. He's out of control.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, that is true. But the UIL does govern some of that stuff.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're making fun of me because I can't talk.
I don't know.
Who's that guy? Can't get them names right. Right. What not to do.
1st and 10. Left to right. 21 seconds and now a flag. What is going on? Let's just get out of here. I smell Applebee's in Greenville.
Had too many men on the field, I believe.
They're going to wave it off. 21 seconds left to go in the game. Again, 44-13, Howe in the lead. It's all over but the crying right here. Bierschmidt's running for his life. Austin Lee chasing him, and now it's going to be caught right side, drugged down by Dylan Moreau. That's going to be the end of this football game. Or is it?
No, because somebody called timeout.
11.9 seconds left to go in the game. And a timeout's been called. 44-13.
Well, I'm not real sure why you would call that timeout, but, you know, it's...
Well, it's always time to work on stuff. It's not a district game. You're still preparing for district. You're going to be in these situations down the road, you would feel, so it's time to get that clock management time rolling.
You know,
I'm guessing at this point.
You know, there's still quite a crowd over there on that far side.
The Howe Bulldog fans do travel well. I will say that. They do travel, and they travel well.
Well,
two receivers up top, one at the bottom. Bierschmidt's on the last, hopefully, play of the game. Flushed down to the pocket, throws across the middle of the field. It's almost intercepted. In and out of the end zone. They stopped the clock at 5 seconds.
You know,
it ran about another second before they stopped it, but that's okay.
After that timeout, I was watching Bailey Dotson for Quinlan Ford walked out on the field, got in his right guard position, and looked back over his shoulder like, "Come on, guys, let's go.
Yeah,
just get this over with."
5 seconds left to go in the game. 3rd and 4. And you know what's great about these? Some of the most fun times is that bus ride home after a big win.
Right.
That's what you'll always remember as a kid. And here is Bierschmidt's rolling out right side, wanting to throw the football, heaves it in the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. That is the ball game. It's over. It's over. That's it. Howe wins 44-13 and moves to 3-1 on the season in a very thick and heavy schedule in 2016. Congratulations to the Howe Bulldogs with a big win tonight. We'll be back in a moment to wrap this one up on HoweEnterprise.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. You know, my service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back as Howe wins 44-13. We'll try to do the battle of the bands as Howe's across the field. You can hear the tail end of that. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs. Win, win, win. It's over. 44-13. Howe wins tonight here in Quinlan, Texas. Let's recap this one real quick, Michael. Quinlan took the ball first. They won the coin toss, elected to receive. They did so and quickly went down the field as quarterback Beersmith hit Birch for a 39-yard touchdown. They missed the extra point, which gave Quinlan Ford the lead 6-0 with 10:28 left to go in the first. Howe came right back, started at their own 37-yard line, and moved all the way down the field, taking 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, and scored on a 4-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham. And the extra point that was good by Honecker gave Howe the lead 7-6 with 7:44 left to go in the first quarter. Quinlan then got the ball and had to punt, gave it back to Howe, who got great field position on that punt at the Quinlan 29. It only took one play, 29 yards, and a touchdown pass from Brandon Wall to Ty Harvey. The 6'5" receiver hauled it in for the touchdown, and Howe led 13-6 with 5:52 left to go in the first. And then Quinlan got the ball back in their own 30. And an interception by Ty Harvey, just a tremendous game tonight by the 6'5" young man, Ty Harvey. Quinlan got the ball back, or Howe rather had to punt on that series. Quinlan got it back and they punted. Howe got it back again and punted again. And then Quinlan took the ball at their own 26-yard line with 7:56 left to go in the second quarter. And Beerschmitz threw an interception to Seth Siebold, which gave Howe the ball at their own 43-yard line with 5:59 left to go in the second. One play, 57 yards later, Mason Riggs scores and up the Howe advantage 20-6 with 5:46 left to go in the half. Quinlan took the ball at the 31-yard line and they backed up in punt formation. We're going to punt on their own end of the field, and for some reason Beersmith ran with it, turned the ball over on downs. Howe took the ball at the Quinlan 35-yard line, which set up a one-play drive, and it was Cooper Akins who ran that one play 35 yards to give Howe a 27-6 lead with 3:32 left to go in the first half. Quinlan got the ball back, trying to answer back desperately at their own 24-yard line, put together a pretty good drive, but it was stalled out and turned over on downs when Dylan Moreau made a magnificent defensive play to stop a shovel pass and a great solo tackle up the middle, and that gave Howe the ball just before the half and enough to kill the clock. In the second half, Howe started where they left off, took the ball at the Quinlan 49-yard line after a great kick return, and Tyler Grisham ran it 30 yards for the score, and that gave Howe a 34-6 lead with 9:35 left to go in the third. Quinlan got it back, and they got on the board. They started at the Howe 49-yard line, and it was a 22-yard touchdown runs by Beerschmitz, and that narrowed the gap 34-13 with 5:46 left to go in the third. Moving on over in the fourth, it was actually still in the third. Howe took it at their own 32-yard line with 5:46 left to go, and Brandon Wall scampered 29 yards for the score. That drive took 4:24 off the clock, and gave Howe a 41-13 lead with 1:28 left to go in the third. Now we're moving on over in the fourth, and Quinlan Ford had to punt on a drive that started at their own 17. Howe took the ball at their own 32, and it ended on a 32-yard field goal by Bryce Honecker. Quinlan took the ball back, couldn't score, and that was the end of the ball game. 44-13. Howe wins tonight in Quinlan. The most points Howe scored on Quinlan, again before 1969 and 1998. Howe put 42 on the Panthers, but 44 tonight here in 2016. This is not the old Quinlan Ford Panthers. This is a 4A Division I team that the 3A Division I Howe Bulldogs just knocked off soundly on their own field.
Yes, they did. And again, the Bulldogs are the real deal. They look great. They gel. They just do it. They know what they need to do, and they get it done.
So next week, Caddo Mills.
Caddo Mills.
I think we go to Caddo Mills.
Yep.
And if I'm not, I'll have to go back and look. But the last time I believe Hal played over there was 1987.
Bryce played over there when he was a junior.
Okay. So we'll have all that straightened out by next week. But I think Jay Skipworth had about 5 interceptions over there in Caddo Mills one night in 1987.
Ooh.
So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Michael Mosier and Stephen Braswell, we're going to say goodnight tonight from Quinlan. It's been a happy night on Highway 34. It's going to be a long ride home, but it's going to be a happy ride home. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
This has been a Grayson Publishing presentation. Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Douglas Propane, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.